We have a team that is representing SMPS Section 9. Now, this team is actually called Chris Racing.
Chris Racing.
Hi, my name is Irina, and this is... And we're from...
Courage. I said Bengkel. Courage Racing.
Creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. with crimes and secrets and forbidden bliss. Can't stay still, don't stop that thrill. My bones crave your skin, temptation within. Mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. Yeah.
Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time. Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Running through the last of my thoughts.
Welcome to the Aramco F1 in Schools World Finals. We are coming to you live from the F1 in Schools global headquarters based at the Denford Engineering Facility in Yorkshire, England.
Everything I know will be gone in a minute, and that's alright. Alright, 'cause I'm free than I've been before.
In taking part in F1 in Schools, you're rising to this challenge and equipping yourselves with the skills needed for work.
Alright, 'cause I'm free
Congratulations to all the F1 in School teams who have made it to the World Finals.
I am proud to declare the 16th World Finals of F1 in Schools open.
So we're coming towards the end of day one of the competition. Does it feel like a World Finals? Definitely.
Welcome along to day two of the Aramco F1 in Schools World Finals. It is day two of racing, and we cannot wait to get started.
Alright, 'cause I'm free than I've been before. Yeah, baby, I'm free than I've ever been before.
Just the way this has all worked, it's been incredible. And then the build up and the atmosphere before we head up to the racetrack has been off the scale. It's been brilliant.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome along to a very exciting day of knockout racing.
The atmosphere has been absolutely amazing.
Teams themselves, I mean, their enthusiasm through Zoom has been just second to none.
We are in the final of the knockout competition. Congratulations to Quince Lux.
We are so thrilled here to finally be competing and this afternoon handing out awards and crowning our world champions as well.
The 4-1 is really believing in this project in its entirety.
The truth is that everyone who made it to this F1 in Schools World Final is already a champion.
I think this is awesome F1 in Schools.
Running through the last of my thoughts, standing on the edge of my time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the winner is from the United Kingdom, Britannia Red.
And once again, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, to our world champions, Britannia Reds.
Dia tak, I kita kena jauh lah.
Oh ya, kenapa kita kena jauh?
Sebab dia punya zoom pun dekat kat.
Iman dia nak aku ni
Ha, cakap apa?
Oh, dah ke?
Dah.
Hi guys. Yeah. Hi guys.
Oh, tu je.
Hi guys. So we are Curtis Racing.
Jom.
Done.
Hi Ali.
I'm going to call them.
Are you sure? Now you're calling your brother?
Hi guys, it's the new team recruitment. Yes, sir. It's the day. Let's go beat them. Sir.
Yeay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat pagi kepada para hadirin sekalian, terutamanya yang dihormati Puan Nur Fazila Rosti. I am Dayang Huzairin.
I'm Alisha and we will be your moderator for the day. Many of you may not know us. We are the team members of Ecoles 9, an F1 in School team from SMK Section 9 that will be joining the F1 in Schools Virtual National Finals 2021.
Before we jump right into our program, saya berjumpa one of my teammates iaitu Muhammad Syazim bin Syamsunaha untuk membacakan doa pembukaan majlis. For the non-Muslims, you are welcome to pray according to your own religious practice.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Al-Fatihah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wa mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain. Allahumma innaka khallaqul azim, innaka samiun alim, innaka ghafurur rahim, innaka rabbul arsyil azim, innaka al-barru jawadul karim. Allahumma ya Allah, pada pagi yang berkat lagi bersejarah ini, sepenuh F1 Schools Bengkel Mini 2021, kami menadah tangan dan bersyukur kehadratmu di atas nikmat limpah kurniamu yang tidak hingga ke atas kami sehingga kami dapat hidup dengan aman damai dan harmoni serta dapat melaksanakan tugas-tugas kami di muka bumi ini dan dipunyai jadikanlah majlis kami ini majlis yang kau redai dan berkati. Ya Latif ya Rahman, kurniakanlah kami taufik dan hidayahmu. Bimbinglah kami ke arah kejayaan, keamanan, kecemerlangan dan kesejahteraan dalam kehidupan kami di dunia maupun di akhirat. Jadikanlah kami orang-orang yang bertakwa, sentiasa mematuhi perintahmu dan menjauhi laranganmu. Ampunilah dosa dan ketelanjuran kami. Dan jadikanlah kami orang-orang yang berada di dalam keredaanmu jua. Ya Munzilal Barokat, berkatkanlah bumi bertuah ini. Jadikanlah segala usaha yang kami anjurkan untuk menjadikan kami lebih berjaya pada masa hadapan. Mudah-mudahan bengkel sebanyak 2 kali ini dapat memberikan manfaat kepada semua peserta. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wasallam. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.
Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. Terima kasih Syazim. Now let's talk a little bit about F1 in schools. So what is F1 in schools? The F1 in Schools Challenge is a STEM-based competition promoted towards adolescent youths in the age range of 9 to 19 years old to create a miniature prototype car from the official F1 model block by working with CAD and CAM design tools. For your information, the aim of this workshop is to train new F1 in Schools team from Selangor to encourage participation in the mini F1 in Schools competition, which is also the regional finals.
On day one of Bengkel Mini F1 in Schools, we'll be talking more about the enterprising side of F1 in Schools with none other than the members of Grace Racing. Grace Racing were the overall champion for the National Finals 2020 and represented Malaysia in the World Final 2020. Sebelum itu, saya ingin berjemput Puan Nur Fadzila Rosdi, penolong pengarah unit pembangunan bakat murid Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Selangor untuk memberikan sepatah 2 kata pembukaan. Dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan.
Okay, terima kasih kepada pengurusi majlis. Okay, dengar tak suara saya?
Dengar
okay. Okay. So, terima kasih. Okay, di atas penganjuran bersama untuk F1 in School ini. Okay, Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Salam Selangor terbilang kepada saya ucapkan kepada barisan speaker daripada Grace Racing SMK Section 9 Petaling Perdana, kepada barisan teknikal Negeri Selangor iaitu Cikgu Amirul Izhar bin Ishak, Cikgu Kashinani binti Matno, berserta dengan teknikal untuk bengkel kita pada hari ini, iaitu pasukan daripada Section 9 juga iaitu Equalers. Okay, semua guru kalau ada bersama dengan kita rakan-rakan daripada PPD ataupun pengetua daripada seluruh negeri Selangor, semua guru, murid-murid daripada seluruh negeri Selangor, saya ucapkan selamat datang kepada bengkel pemantapan mini F1 in School tahun 2021. Okay, yang hadir pada hari ini insya-Allah bakal juara dalam pertandingan mini F1 in School Peringkat Negeri Selangor. Okay. Sebenarnya bengkel ini adalah satu inisiatif pertama oleh Jabatan Pendidikan Negeri Selangor. Julung kali diadakan pertandingan mini F1 in School. Sebenarnya objektif kita mengadakan pertandingan ini adalah untuk membantu negeri Selangor khususnya untuk melahirkan bakat-bakat baru dan lebih ramai penyertaan dan menambah penyertaan di dalam pertandingan F1 in School, khususnya di peringkat kebangsaan dan insya-Allah di World Final pada tahun-tahun akan datang. Secara khususnya pertandingan ini diharap dapat membantu meningkatkan kemahiran murid dalam menyelesaikan masalah yang mencabar, terutama dalam menghasilkan projek bagi pertandingan ini. Seterusnya dapat memupuk pemikiran secara logik dalam melaksanakan program dan meningkatkan kreativiti murid dalam menyelesaikan masalah. Untuk makluman kepada semua, sebenarnya kita punya bengkel ini kita bermula dengan bengkel perluasan dengan kerjasama daripada teknikal Grace Racing juga. Kita bermula tim daripada bulan April hari itu. Ada beberapa siri kita dah buat. Yang terakhir tak selesai pada 24 April. Seterusnya Seterusnya kita support untuk tim Careers Racing di mana penyertaan di peringkat world final pada 4 hingga 8 Jun pada 2021. Okay, walau bagaimanapun pada saya lah penyertaan sekolah-sekolah di mana-mana peringkat, sama ada peringkat kebangsaan ataupun di world final, sebenarnya anda adalah juara. Okay. Walaupun kita tidak terpilih, tetapi pasukan kita terpilih sebagai top 3 untuk saya dikabarkan untuk kategori Research and Development. Okay, tapi tidak mengapa, insyaAllah semangat Negeri Selangor kita mengharapkan tidak berhenti di situ sahaja. So kita bergerak sekali lagi ke depan untuk world final pada tahun depan, tahun ini insyaAllah. Okay. Semoga inisiatif jabatan ini bersama Barisan Teknikal Negeri Selangor, Cikgu Amirul, Cikgu Kashnani berserta Teknikal Careers Racing F1 berserta dengan Equalist dapat memacu kecemerlangan yang lebih cemerlang dan terbilang dalam F1 in School pada masa akan datang. Saya tak berucap banyak. Sebenarnya kita punya bengkel ini pengkhususan hari itu lebih kepada pengenalan, sebab tu nama bengkel itu kita berikan bengkel perluasan. Tapi hari ini mana-mana sekolah yang dah mula mendaftar jangan risau. So kita dah berjanji hari itu insyaAllah dengan bantuan tim teknikal daripada Negeri Selangor iaitu Cikgu Kashnadi, Cikgu Amirul berserta dengan tim Careers Racing, insyaAllah kita akan membantu membimbing, memberikan sedikit sebanyak kemahiran yang diperlukan dalam pertandingan mini F1 in School. Khususnya dan secara amnya, kalau berminat seterusnya kita bersama-sama untuk menyertai pertandingan F1 in School peringkat kebangsaan pada tahun ini. So dijadualkan insyaAllah F1 in School akan berlangsung pada 15 hingga 18 November pada tahun ini peringkat kebangsaan, dan penyertaan secara rasminya insyaAllah bermula pada pertengahan bulan Julai. Saya dapat makluman pada 15 Julai. Jadi kalau ada, saya mengharapkan ada bakat-bakat baru daripada Negeri Selangor dan boleh layari www.f1 in School untuk mendapatkan maklumat lanjut. Okey, selamat bertanding. Semoga kejayaan milik anda. Okey, saya serahkan kembali kepada pengurusi majlis. Terima kasih semua.
Terima kasih atas ucapan daripada Puan Nur Fazlina Rosti. Before we start this session, I would like to ask everyone to open their cameras, especially our speakers and special guests of the day. If you do so, you will be featured in our team's national finals portfolio. So please switch on your camera.
Our participants can join our photo taking session too. You guys can open your cameras.
Yeah, open your cameras and smile.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay dah.
Thank you so much for your cooperation. Before we begin, we would like to remind everyone to stick to the end of the workshop so you won't miss the chance to receive your e-certificate.
So without further ado, we would like to proceed with our first slot of the day. We have 2 speakers for this slot, which is Arina Wanzol, the team manager of Careers Racing. She has led her team to the World Finals 2020-21. She will be sharing all about the aspects of team management.
And Wan Christina, Careers Racing Resource and Marketing Manager. She will give her insight on the topic of team branding. Good morning, Arina and Christina. You can take it away from here. Ingatkan kepada para peserta, slot Q&A akan dibuka pada akhir setiap sesi. Jadi peserta-peserta dikehendaki untuk menutup mikrofon untuk mengelakkan sebarang gangguan.
Hi.
Hello.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Dayang. Good morning, Alicia. Thank you so much for the kind introduction. And good morning, everyone else yang join kita pada hari ini. I'm Irina Wanzol, or Wanilhani Irina Binti Wanzol. If you just call me Irina Wanzol, the team manager, team manager for Careers Racing. And Kisina, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Wan Christina Binti Abdullah. You can just address me as Christina, and I'm Careers Racing's resource manager.
All right. So first of all, I think so it's for us to say thank you so much for the opportunity on letting us become your guest speakers for today. We are truly honored. We love the initiative and the objective of this whole mini webinar series. I think so. It's such an amazing idea, lagi-lagi for the students all around Selangor to have an opportunity for us to share our knowledge, but not only share our knowledge, so that you guys can get inspired and get a chance to broaden your knowledge on STEM-based activities such as this one, and many skills that you guys will use throughout your daily lives. It's truly beneficial and it helped us a lot. So we hope that you guys, you know, grow from this, inspire from this. I'm not sure, but thank you so much, Ecolas, for this. We're truly proud to be your seniors. Okay, do you have anything to say?
No, I think exactly the same thing, where I really hope that everyone in here would at least take the opportunity to grab something in here, like, learn something, try to explore new things, since kita pun opened the mini competition, am I right? So yeah, just try ahead at new things. Don't be afraid. Take this as a learning experience, and it's a part of your life experience too, though.
All right. So without further ado, let's just jump right into our session. I just want to say sorry in advance because this was very last minute. So me and Christina didn't really get to prepare as much as we'd like to. But that's totally fine. So ini session kita nak belajar bersama. So kita nak belajar ni kena santai-santai sikit kan. So it's going to be informal. I want to try and make this as interactive as possible. So kalau korang nak menyambut ke, nak tanya soalan ke, nak chat dalam chat box, feel free to do so and don't be shy. We haven't got the chance to prepare proper slides, but we will be making a mini guide for you guys towards the originals that maybe you guys can take some skills here and there from here, and then inshallah bawa ke national pula dan antarabangsa pula. Right. Okay. So for project management, there's basically 5 steps to project management. I hope you guys are writing all of this down, yeah? So the steps that go through project management are the initiating process, the planning process, the execution process, the monitoring and controlling process, and last but not least, the closing process. So today, kita orang akan briefkan sedikit pasal all the aspects of project management that will go into peringkat regional yang akan datang ni, which it's not everything yang kita orang apply masa World Finals hari itu, but it's definitely very useful, and for your starting process, these are the base, the foundation that you guys will need in project management. So I'm just going to briefly go through those categories now, and then we can get into it more in detail. There will be we'll be talking more about project charter, stakeholders, roles and responsibility, scope, project schedule, and last but not least, communication strategies. Yeah, so let's get into that one by one. So maybe Keith can start off the session by going more into detail about the project charter.
So project charter ni is, I would just mix both of the language so that mungkin senang untuk you guys faham, and since kita pun santai-santai je kan, not too formal. So as for the project charter, nanti we'll be making a bit of module for you guys, where you guys need to refer balik if you guys missed out any points here today. So it's basically a table consists of your competition description, your competition justification, and also list of the project elements that will need to be submitted during the regional soon. So I think Arina would like to continue with the stakeholders because it will be also inside the project charter. Arina, you're muted.
No, it's fine. Let me try share my screen here. I don't really have a really proper presentation, but I do have some contoh to bagi korang. This is from our, am I sharing my screen already?
No.
Sorry. I'm not really tech savvy. JK. Okay. So we're going through here. I have contoh kat bawah sini. of our senior team, Rimau Racing. Because we cannot really show Chris Racing punya portfolio, but here is just a contoh of how a project charter looks like. That Kiss, would you like to go more into detail, Kiss, referring to the examples?
Alright, as I said just now, there you can see ada dia punya project description, project justification, and also the acceptance criteria. Okay, so actually roughly untuk cakap supaya everyone would understand here, it's basically a clear details on what are you guys getting yourselves into. So it's about the competition. It's a rough idea about the competition there, where korang kena includekan what is the competition about, and also how it would help you, how it would benefit you as well.
Because before you guys go into anything, tak kira lah you guys nak start learning a new subject ke, based on your guys' school syllabus or tackle a simple presentation semua tu, you guys have to make a project charter just so that you guys buat like a plan, write down your plan first, tahu you punya motif, tahu apa yang korang kena cover, tahu semua benda tu, barulah korang punya project tu ataupun korang
vision ke mana you akan pergi actually.
So before starting any project, you have to have a clear vision. So that's the first thing. So that's why pentingnya sangat project charter ni, because like I said in the beginning, kat atas sini kan, let me just go really up. There's 5 process. So this will be a part of the initiating process before we start with the planning. Another part of the initiating process here is actually the stakeholders. So stakeholders ni, they're just to bagi tahu korang siapa yang bertanggungjawab untuk project ini, dan if anything goes on in this project, siapa yang perlu tahu to ensure that project ini sentiasa dikawal, and you guys know everything that's going on with this project, and not only you guys tahu, but orang-orang lain yang membantu korang tahu. So that's why stakeholders ni pun, nak identify you guys punya stakeholders ni pun is also a very important step into initiate your project. Macam korang nak buat kerja kumpulan kan, kalau korang nak buat kerja kumpulan, okay, korang dah buat korang punya plan, which is your project charter, korang dah buat jalan untuk korang nak ke arah mana, tapi korang tak tahu korang punya teammates lagi, diorang punya bertanggungjawab untuk apa lagi, tak tahu mana nak dapat duit lagi dari mana. So that's why korang kena identify siapa yang bertanggungjawab dan macam mana korang nak contact diorang semua tu. So maybe Kiss, you boleh go into more detail based on this contoh here dari this portfolio on how how a stakeholder register should look like.
Alright, as you can see there, kita ada name, role in project, organization, contact information, and engagement activities. So basically, untuk you actually finalizekan the stakeholder register, the whole column, the whole table, and so on, what information would be needed is you answer the 5W1H questions. Who, what, where, how, when, apa itu? I dah lupa.
How.
Okay, whatever it is, but who, as you can see, it's the name column, it actually answers the question who. So ada who kat situ, and then their role, who are they, and then where are they from. So you boleh macam bila orang tengok, so orang tahu macam oh dia ni daripada sini, and how to contact orang is this way, macam tu. Maybe regarding email, you guys boleh letak number phone, tapi number phone tak, because it's a bit of privacy. So maybe you guys boleh letak email, because so nanti orang boleh contact dari situ. And how are they involved with you guys? Macam I pakai contoh Arina tadi, it's in a team. Kalau you guys bahagi team untuk there's one thing where you guys kena bahagikan tugas, so you guys tahu apa ni kena buat, siapa ni kena buat apa, who's in charge of this thing, who's in charge of the other thing. So it's the same thing as your stakeholder. If you can see there, they also include your teacher advisor. So macam kenapa kita ikut teacher advisor is because they need to know apa yang kita buat, and they also need to know how they can help. Things like that. So that thing that goes both ways. So you kena tahu, you sendiri pun kena tahu apa you buat, and everyone pun kena tahu apa yang diorang buat. That's why kita ada that engagement activities. You boleh nampak that actually makes everything clear. You know yang that role, apa yang diorang buat, it's everything clear in that.
So misalnya kan,
that's why you kena justify dulu your project charter, because it correlates with each other.
Yeah, misalnya ada apa-apa masalah dengan korang punya project, these are the people that you want to be contacting. So in your guys punya case, mungkin untuk regionals ni dia tak memerlukan keluarkan dana sangat. So you guys might not even have any sponsors. But even though tak ada sponsors, you guys punya stakeholder register ni masih penting for your teacher advisors ke apa ke. And I want to show you guys how this will help you bila nanti korang, instead of a small group yang korang manage, tapi nanti korang dah besar, korang dah masuk company ke apa-apa ke yang kena handle ramai orang. If you guys have this list with you, apa-apa yang masalah dalam company tu, kalau orang lain tak tahu pasal company ni pun, dia boleh rujuk ni, dia boleh tahu, okay, I kena contact person ni nak selesaikan masalah ni. Macam tu. Dalam sini juga ada, like contohnya kat sini, dia ada tulis all of their team members. Sini, just in case anything goes wrong with any aspect of the competition. So I also want to take this opportunity to introduce the 4 main roles that will be playing a big part in this competition. So dalam pertandingan ni, maybe you guys know, maybe you guys don't know, but there is a lot of different aspects yang tak ada kena mengena sangat pun dengan kereta, but it's still termasuk dalam competition ni. So contohnya macam role Irina dan role Christina. Christina, she's a resource manager and I am the team manager. And kerja kita orang ni, kita orang tak handle sangat pun pasal engineering semua tu. Tapi kita bertanggungjawab untuk the enterprise aspect of the competition. Whereas kita orang kena cari dana for the team, kita orang kena kawal pekerjaan team, how they work together semua tu. Dan kawal the interaction between engineering aspect dengan enterprise aspect. So Kes, maybe you boleh jelaskan lagi ke pasal team roles ni?
Alright, so bila dah masuk about the role, we're moving on to the next thing in the project management with this role, which is roles and responsibilities. So as Arina said, this competition, it involves a lot of aspects. So akan ada judging in a lot of aspects and bukannya kita buat that mini card and all judging kat situ je. No, kita ada enterprise aspect, kita also ada engineering aspects and also the team management aspects. So that's why role akan dibahagikan and each and everyone punya task would be different. So you're not going to do the same thing. You're going to do the same thing, but it's going to differ depending on your job scope, depending on what role you hold.
Alright, so far korang jelas tak dengan apa yang kita orang try explain ni and how we try to kaitkan dengan maybe korang nak guna in your day-to-day lives, etc. Okay ke semua? Macam mana ni? I tak tahu. Macam mana nak check kalau semua okay? Okay lah. Kalau tak ramai yang membalas, I'm just gonna assume that everyone, okay, thank you so much Muhammad Haziq for replying. Thank you guys for being interactive. Well, if you guys are okay, thank you so much for understanding. Don't forget, korang kalau tak faham boleh je nak minta ulang saya ke apa ke.
If you guys ada soalan, you can just text there.
Alright, so if semua okay, we can move on to our next part, which is the roles and responsibilities. So dia macam ada kind of a flow. Tadi kita dah cakap pasal all of the different aspects of the competition and the different roles. So now how kita nak manage those different roles and make sure that we all know what exactly kita orang perlu buat. So macam Chris cakap tadi, Chris said that there's going to be different roles and semua orang kena kerja benda lain. So tak semestinya korang akan kerja bersama. So why kita orang kena ada a roles and responsibilities ni, nak redefine our responsibilities ni, is to make sure that walaupun kita ada roles yang berbeza, semua orang tahu tanggungjawab sendiri dan kita nak make sure our project ni berjalan dengan lancar. Because sometimes when you're working in a team, kita ada banyak kali boleh miscommunicate, right? And banyak kali kerja tersesat, oh kerja ni kau punya, kerja ni kau punya. So if you guys do not know your own responsibilities and don't identify your team's responsibilities, it can create a risk. So that's why we have the roles and responsibilities here. Maybe Kiss, you want to redefine a little bit what I'm trying to say?
Right. So the 4 main roles would be the graphic designer, the resource manager, manufacturing engineer, and design engineer. So team manager, I think I tak pernah explain because everyone know what the team manager does. So basically they lead the team and so on, you know, they keep track of everything the teammates does, so things like that. And then for the graphic designer would be in charge of, you know, things like yang mana kita akan go through nanti, which is the team branding. But they are in charge of basically the team identity, I would say, the team identity, the graphic design.
Buat semua grafik kerja. Macam portfolio ni pun graphic designer perlu buat. Macam tu lah.
Moving on, next would be the resource manager, which is me. So what I basically do is, I think maybe it would be like, when you are kind of in charge of the money, you're gonna try sponsor for the team and so on. But I think for the beginner, for the F1 competition, your regionals competition, what a resource would do is, it would be the same thing. You would also learn how to communicate with people. You would also learn how to like macam tarik orang untuk minat dengan your team. That would be your task. Tapi nanti kita akan go. I think it will be explained on your module soon. So I takkan tekankan itu sangat for now.
Exactly.
Next would be your design engineer, which is this person is the one yang akan in charge of your car design. Dia akan check your airflow, dia akan check your CFD results, and you know, things like that. Dia akan pakai software dia, which is kita akan bincang on your next session, your second day session. Nanti our design engineer will go like in that, and then moving on next to manufacturing engineer. Arina?
So for the manufacturing engineer, basically you kena tahu all the parts that will go on for your car and which parts yang sesuai dipakai to make sure that your car performs at its finest. Tapi for regionals ni, normally we would have to manufacture the car as well with a guidance of our team advisors and consultants. But for tahap regionals ni, they're more friendly sebab kita orang nak try and reel people in and make them interested. So kita orang nak make this as friendly as possible to make sure that semua orang boleh participate, because this can take a lot of money, which is the same thing that goes for resource management. Mungkin dalam pertandingan regionals ni korang tak sangat akan like talk to people from big companies ke, tak sangat akan cari sponsors, but that doesn't mean that you guys are not going to learn anything about resourcing. So korang pun akan belajar macam mana not to rail in sponsors but to rail in supporters, to make sure korang ada people yang tahu pasal you guys, how you guys show yourself as a team, as a company, as a brand to other people. Oh, you have a question. Okay.
How many members does a team normally need?
Okay, so the standard numbers of members is 4, but for us, we started off with 4 and we expanded to 6. So the main roles would be the team manager, graphic designer, like you said just now, resource manager, design engineer, and manufacturing engineer. Yeah, sorry, I got mixed up. But normally there's 4. And for you guys, they would be 4 participants as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, regionals is 4 members. But nanti bila dah masuk Worlds, you guys can expand to 6, where you guys, because the workload gets a lot more heavier, where you guys can bahagi more roles such as the media manager, etc., or the videographer. I'm not sure. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, if there's no other questions, I think so we can move on. What were we talking about again, Christina?
We're talking about the roles and responsibilities.
Exactly. So I'm going to cut to the chase, and basically what there is on here in this little portfolio segment is they identify each of their teammates here on the list, and they identify each of their roles. So what exactly are they responsible for in detail? This is again to make sure that everyone knows exactly what they have to do in this competition, and to make sure that everyone plays a part, because we do not like freeloaders. Kita tak mahu lah orang dia masuk team kita tapi dia tak buat kerja langsung. So this is to make sure that doesn't happen. Then sebelah sini we have a little role interaction. So ini basically how one another of those teammates they interact with each other to make sure there's a smooth workflow. Okay, so let's move on. We're nearly done, guys. Yeah, we're nearly done. So after um, we have identified the team roles of the team motive semua tu in the project charter, and identified our stakeholders. We basically have initiated our project. Now we have to go into actually executing our project. And the first thing that we have to do is make a scope statement. So this is something that normally we don't really hear about, because at first I was also like, oh, what is a scope statement sebenarnya? Kiss was also very confused at first, right, Kiss? Okay, so
Yes.
it's not only me. So basically, what a scope statement is, it's very, very similar to your project charter, tapi ni dia lagi mendalam. So at first you have a rough idea of what you're going to do in this pertandingan, what is your motive in this pertandingan, etc. But once you dah sampai tahap scope ni, you dah buat initiating process, you dah plan, dia lagi detail. So sekarang ni korang nak actually execute. So this is your game plan for the whole project. So dalam scope statement ni, dia ada the same things essentially. Dia ada you punya title, project charter, you guys punya in scope, out scope, all of your project elements that you guys need to do, and then you guys will have all the details, etc. Everything that you want to achieve, you put it down in the scope statement. They basically like.
Let me just give a rough idea.
Mhm.
So kalau dalam project charter tadi you dah state kan like you're involved in this F1 schools competition. You just cakap what competition is it all about? Kat situ is what you said waktu dekat project charter. When it gets to scope, dia jadi lagi dalam. Bila you dah masuk this competition, what skills do you need? So dia akan dekat situ. And let's say if you're gonna find money nanti kalau you dah masuk nationals, you dah masuk world kan. And then bila you dah dapat sponsor and you kena find money, so this is where you kena letakkan like how much do you need? What are they for? Things like that. How much can you save? You know, things, the little details. You know, as you can see kat situ ada in scope and out of scope.
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong, out of scope. What differs both of them is in scope is basically apa yang you kena buat sebab memang you kena hantar.
Ya, memang memenuhi kriteria competition tu.
And out of scope would be apa yang, you know, kalau kita buat karangan, dia ada isi tersurat dan isi tersirat. Your in scope would be isi tersurat yang memang orang boleh nampak clear. You buat benda tu sebab you kena hantar. While your out of scope would be your isi tersirat. Apa yang you belajar macam you know, not really side effects, tapi apa yang you akan belajar along the way.
Your impact. So contohnya your in scope tu would be semua project elements you, tapi your out scope tu would be apa yang you buat yang bagi impact kepada the community, what is your marketing activity,
penambahbaikan dalam diri.
So that people boleh notice your thing. For example, kita buat webinar ni, kita buat mini Bengkel ni, this is nothing to do with the competition. Kita bagi free exposure kepada F1 in schools, tapi dia punya impact ni kita nak tarikkan ramai orang punya minat kepada F1 in schools ni untuk belajar lebih baik, like more into the STEM based competition and get more skills on what is F1 in schools. Macam tu.
Like, it's like, tapi if you guys look at it in like other view, it would also like give a very macam too much benefit in yourself juga, you know, where nanti you akan belajar how to use AI nanti dengan our graphic designers and our media manager, you akan belajar how to use the Autodesk Inventor with like our design engineer soon. So not only that not only it will help macam you sebab change
bukan
your
saja
mindset
untuk competition.
Yeah, change your mindset. Bukan you belajar sebab you kena buat and you kena hantar, but it's also for your own benefit. By the time you dah masuk you kena tiba-tiba you kena belajar that skills. Tiba-tiba you kena do something, a project or whatever with your uni punya mates and which require that skills. So bila orang, you know, not everyone learn these things. So bila ada a few yang tak tahu, but then there you go, you come out with that skills. So it would benefit you in other way juga. So just macam enjoy the learning process.
Yeah, exactly. And especially the project management skills, they'll definitely benefit you guys a lot. And you guys will apply in apa-apa saja. Sebab benda ni sangatlah, it's very general. So you guys don't really have to apply it kalau korang nak buat project je ke, or korang ada kerja. Korang nak apply benda ni dalam your daily day life, like your day day-to-day life pun boleh nak how to project management or how to manage you guys punya time, how to manage korang punya pembelajaran. Like I use all of these skills in my school life as well, and it's very helpful. So this competition dia sangatlah beneficial, and you guys, now that you guys have the opportunity to join in, thanks to JPS sebab dia orang bagi this platform for you guys to naikkan your cinta rasa macam tu in the competition. You guys take it and take advantage of it because it's really, really helpful. Look at us talking in front of a bunch of people. Okay. It feels weird, right, Kiss? Feels weird jadi speaker because biasanya kita orang ni.
It feels weird.
Yeah, we're normally the moderators, so this is something new for us. But you know what? We're pulling through. Okay, let's move on. So we already have gone past through the scope statement. Now let's move on to the project schedule. Again, this is a part of the execution of the project. How kita nak manage our time, etc. Like I said just now. So the project schedule ni, kat sini dia tulis ringkas je, but it's basically all the steps that you break down for the competition, and dia it's like a guide. Dia punya nak guide masa korang, a timeline. Kiss, you want to add anything to that?
So as I said just now, everyone will work in different aspects, and so I think how this help is because sebab kalau you guys tengok yang tu dipecahkan into more details and more details on what a person does, things like that, you know. So kita ada deadline, everything, even the competition nanti pun akan ada deadline, would be the tarikh and so on, and tarikh you guys kena hantar everything. So you know, you kena, why I said you kena, I think everyone knows why you kena ada project schedule is because you boleh anggarkan masa, how much times would you need to like, you know, to like execute this one, and how much time would need to execute the other one, things like that, you know. So this one is to actually keep you guys on track. So macam kalau let's say kalau kita just plan macam cakap je macam okay, ni kena submit by next week, akan ada yang alert, akan ada yang tak.
Lalai.
So how this help is bila you dah ada that rough Gantt chart, you know, you dah tengok okay, this one will take this long macam tu, you boleh agak even when things go wrong. You know, things won't work out the way we want always. You know, akan ada macam, you know, akan ada a bit macam problem here and there macam tu. So bila you ada the project schedule, it helps you see, let's say kalau a risk datang, you know, a problem datang to your team, so you boleh agak macam, oh, kita kena cancelkan plan ni, kita kena buat plan B. So how much time would need untuk buat plan B tu pula. So kita tak adalah agak macam, kalau plan B ni nak buat berapa lama pula macam tu, sebab kita dah ada that timeline. So kita macam okay, the next timeline would be hari yang kita kena buat benda lain pula. So macam okay, let's not drag too into that. Macam maybe the other one boleh cut sikit, yang ni boleh macam lamakan sikit sebab you nak buat plan B pula, you know, things like that. It helps you see clear, like lagi clear lah untuk you tengok apa yang you kena buat and macam mana you nak manage like bila anything datang or whatever, you know, things like that.
Betul sebab like again in this competition, like Kiss says, on and on again, there's so many different aspects. You guys are going to be doing a lot in this competition. Maybe not so much for regionals lah, but the workload is going to be heavy. And kadang-kadang bila like it's as students, right, bila kita orang are being thrown so much work, kita fokus or kita pandang yang satu je, kita tak pandang jauh from the thing. So we focus on one task only, and then kita takut kita tersilap when we only focus on one task but yang lain kita tinggal kat belakang. So when we have this project schedule ni semua tu, like kita boleh tengok all as a whole and make sure that not only one aspect of the competition is covered tapi semua covered. And again, you guys can apply this in your day-to-day life. Contohnya with your homework, etc. I know you guys have tons of homework for PDPR and lagi-lagi nak catch up dengan syllabus for 10 different subjects. So dia macam takkanlah kita nak fokus dekat subjek sejarah je. Bila kita tahu kita lemah dalam sejarah, kita fokus sejarah untuk 2 minggu. Tiba-tiba kita tinggal subjek-subjek lain. So this is for us to guide. And again, I use this in my day-to-day life as well. So I kind of want to show you how this is a rough representation of a project schedule. I kind of want to show you how our project schedule, how our project schedule kind of looked like. So this is it. We used Excel here, and again, we broke down everything. So there's actually a term, or yeah, I think so, it's called a term that we had to use, or a skill that we did to make sure that our project schedule ni sangat-sangatlah detail and we know everything that goes on. It's called the WBS method, which is the work breakdown structure method, where we broke down, okay, kita dah tahu kita ada elements apa dalam competition ni dan apa yang kita perlu hantar. So apa steps yang kita perlu ambil untuk hantar semua tu. So that's why we, again, WBS broke down all of the work that we had to do for the competition. So I'll give you an example here. So contohnya, we have, okay, one aspect of the competition is marketing. So marketing tu, the steps that we had to take for marketing is brainstorm marketing activities, strategies, brainstorm social media presence, strategy marketing activities, pasal social network, and then conduct marketing activities. Dia ada banyak little anak dia dalam satu kategori besar, and we made a very clear timeline from when we want to start, and when should this all end. So that's why kita kena break down into detail. I'll give you an example macam korang punya syllabus belajar. So korang standardnya ada 10 subjek. One of the subjects tu, okay, kita ada sejarah, English, BM. So kalau kita look at it from afar, nampak macam sikit kan, tapi syllabusnya dalam satu textbook tu ada 10 different subjects, subtopics to cover. So bila kita buat macam ni, we will list down the first subject. Contohnya sejarah, and then kat bawah sejarah tu kita list down all of the different bouts yang kita perlu yang kita perlu cover so that kita boleh hafalkan the syllabus, siapkan the syllabus for exams. So dalam sini kita tahu exactly, oh okay, syllabus 1, bab 1 kita nak belajar mulai hari ni, okay, ambil 5 hari untuk cover ni, and then bab 2 kita buat bab ni hari ni sampai hari ni. So nampaknya kita tak fokus satu benda je, but we try to tackle semua benda as a whole. Macam tu. So kat bawah sini, dia more to the timeline, I color coded it. So contohnya, minggu pertama kita fokus benda ni, minggu kedua kita fokus benda ni, semua benda tu. So I don't think so I can go into more detail. I think so that was a like good enough explanation. Macam tu.
So semua okay until now semua okay Boleh go lagi boleh lagi.
InsyaAllah boleh go. Okay, so guys, we're nearly there. We have one more category to cover, which is our communication strategy and risk management. But we are not going to get into risk management sangat because for originals level, korang tak perlu risau. So hari ni again, our motive is to ajarkan korang the basics, the foundation of project management. So Kis, you can start with the communication strategy. Take it away.
So communication strategy, it's easy. Kita sekarang pun tengah communicate. It's a way of communication right now. So it's very easy. As you can see that it's a list of communications platform that they use, for what motive, kenapa kena pakai that platform. You know, like macam sekarang kita pakai Google Meet, for what motive? Kita tengah share experience, share knowledge. So even korang, you guys use WhatsApp in your daily life. That's another way of communication. Kalau you guys ada Telegram also, macam kalau school chats, you know, group school chats untuk cikgu pas homework ke apa, and then you tanya your friends there, whatever. It's another way of communication as well. So, faham lah, Karina?
So basically, for communication strategy ni, kita dah tahu kita punya teammate siapa kita punya orang yang kita perlu berhubung, kait balik dengan atas sekali kita punya stakeholder punya register tu kan. This is just to make sure how we communicate antara satu sama lain goes smoothly to ensure that project ni punya hasil daripada project ni dapat dijaminkan and we can produce an excellent quality for our work. So dekat sini we just basically what you should essentially do is list out your communication strategy ni, list out all of the people that you should communicate with and how are you going to make that happen? So for example, for the team, maybe you want to guna platform ni yang kurang selesa, tapi untuk berhubung dengan sponsors ataupun orang atasan, you guys guna email pula ke, WhatsApp pula ke, it's very, very self-explanatory. I don't think so there's really much that goes into the communication strategy here, but it's just all, the motive of it is all to ensure that throughout this competition, working in a team, the most important thing is communication, and to make sure everyone is on the same page. And this is just how to make sure, how you guys make sure that the team is all aware and informed and up to date with everything. I think so. That's it. Can we just take a moment to just admire how beautiful this cover is?
Okay,
that
now
they made.
about that, let's move on to another topic, which is team branding, which is the term team branding. So for team branding, I think apa yang kita akan tekankan would be your name, your color scheme, logo, motto, mission and vision. Nak buka dah balik tadi.
Sabar.
Yeah. So why is it? It's basically the basic. Macam, you know, kalau you buat kumpulan pun you kena ada nama kumpulan, you know, things like that. You guys kena ada logo, you know, this is like the basic foundation. Bila you form your team, macam mana untuk you pilih nama is basically, I don't know, how do you come up with the name? Something that motivates you, something that inspires you, something that would bring motivation to others? How do you come up with
Really, how you come up with a name too? I feel like it's just up to anyone's creativity. Anyone can make a name. Contohnya you nak namakan you punya kumpulan pasal cawan pun tak apa. It's just how you kaitkan that, your name, your main identity with everything, your morals, the team's brand, semua tu. You can make a name out of everything. You can make an identity out of everything. But as long as that thing is something that gives an impact and you pandai kaitkan dengan segalanya, I think so it's a good team brand.
You know what's a bonus point? What a bonus point would be bila orang dah, okay, let's not talk about that yet. Kita tak masuk logo lagi. Baru nak nama. Okay. So there you go, team brand and identity. So let's take their portfolio as an example. Their team as an example. Nama dia orang Rimau Racing. So it's Rimau. So as you can see, they incorporate Rimau in everything. Ada dekat diorang punya merchandise, ada dekat diorang punya uniform. It's everywhere there. So color scheme. Moving on to color scheme will be because diorang Rimau, color Rimau. Dia ada, you know, the motive kenapa you pilih nama tu would have a reason behind it. So it's the same as kenapa you pilih color tu, it's because their name is Rimau. You know?
So basically for team brand and identity, which is one of the categories that will be judged in your regionals, the main things that you guys have to focus on and the criteria that we will be judging you guys on is the colors, of course your team name, the color scheme, the logo and motto, and then last sekali, mission and vision. So like kita go into it kind of study about the team name, about the color scheme, apa lagi Kis? Carry on.
Kita ada logo.
So with team brand and identity, I don't think so there's much for us to ceritakan kat korang. But this is really up to you guys. It's really up to you guys. This is supposed to be you guys punya creativity for you guys to show us your amazing ideas. And we don't want to sekatkan or give anyone limit. We don't want to limit anyone's creativity here. But essentially for your team brand and identity, the advice that we can give you is make sure that everything correlates with one another. Make sure it's a strong team brand and identity that you guys can incorporate in everything that you do, that you guys are very passionate about, and make sure that there's a cause behind it. Like for example, if so Rimau, why exactly did they choose Rimau? It's not only because it's a cool name, but it's because they want to represent Malaysia, because Harimau Malaya. And not only that, not only do they want to represent Malaysia, they also want to fight for the dying species of the Malayan tiger. So they advocate for that. They do everything in their power to make sure that the tiger's voice is heard of, and they become the voice of the tiger. So for Ecoless Hula, which is a new team, our junior team, which I'm super proud of them, even though they're just starting, their whole motive, Eco, which basically stands for Eco, and Less for Less Story, their whole motive is to advocate for the ecosystem, the economy, I don't know, all of that sustainability stuff that will help with the planet. So, you know, try find a reason to fight for and become that voice for them. And I hope
We don't
eco.
really have much to say pasal team branding because it's really up on you guys because kita orang pun tak ada, you know, there's no module in that, there's no limit, something like that. Tak ada pun kita orang nak cakap, oh like this one sampai sini je, no. You guys can just go far, like really like just buat apa macam mana, whatever skills yang you rasa you ada, you nak letak creativity you macam ni, you nak letak colour apa, you nak letak nama apa, it's really up on you guys. So macam terpulang kepada korang semua.
And also find a voice to fight for. So for us, for example, Careers Racing, we wanted to advocate for Malaysia. And we kita orang nak nama Malaysia ni naik ke atas dan semua orang kenal Malaysia. So that's why we pilih Careers. And not only that, we wanted to combine STEM and also tradition together. That's why. So we had the traditional sort of the Careers from Malaysia and representing Malaysia in the STEM-based competition. You know? So I hope that Ecoless can become a great voice for advocating sustainability in the world.
Everyone here.
Yeah, everyone here as well. No?
I can form a team kan because everyone in here, you guys basically I can form a team with you guys. So
I mean, you guys are the younger generation here. I'm acting like I'm so old. I'm not that old, guys. I'm most probably your age, but you know, you guys have more ideas and you guys can advocate better for us.
Is how to ensure that your team branding is like very strategic enough is bila orang tengok je you guys, orang would like already know that it's your team. Like, yeah, that would like, you know, like it's what people say a strategic one lah. Yeah, memang it gives impact on people.
Okay. So besides you guys punya nama, semua tu, you guys punya color scheme, you guys also have to have a mission, vision and motto. So kat sini, diorang punya mission is to enhance our skills and expertise while pushing our capabilities to the limit, and their punya vision is to empower the youth to go beyond beliefs and reach their full potential. Pretty self-explanatory really why you guys should have mission and vision is to ensure that throughout this competition, you guys know why you want to join this competition. Always have, you know, something that you want to fight for exactly, and go back to your mission and vision all the time, so that kalau korang rasa terputus asa ke, unmotivated, you guys know why are you doing this and what's the impact that you want to give on the future, etc. I think so. That's it. Okay.
That's it.
Okay. So that's all from us. Again, I'm Irina Wanzul, Careers Racing former team manager and manufacturing engineer.
And I went to Sina, Careers Racing's former resource and marketing manager.
And thank you for the opportunity again. Thank you for today. I didn't think I would become a guest speaker. Normally moderating, so this is a new outlook for me. Alicia, Dayang, you guys are doing amazing and your team is doing amazing as well. Is there any questions for us before me and Christina leave the chat? I mean, sorry, we're not gonna leave, but exit this thing.
Is there any question?
Hi Israel. I hope I'm saying that properly. Any questions or anything you guys want to add on or tell us? Anything?
Or is it like
floor is open?
Now, or is it like clear now?
Yeah. Again, like I said, inshallah, the technical team will prepare a guide for you guys for project management and for the whole competition in itself. Okay. Does no one have any questions or anything? Why lewat sini? Don't know what that means, but okay. No. What about the form? Good sharing. In regionals, do we have to do merchandise and shirt? So for regionals, because we want, again, kita nak make it as friendly as possible, and that can cost some money, and that can make you guys a little bit stressed out and scared. There's no merchandise for regionals lagi, but inshallah, if you make it to nationals, then they will be then you guys will broaden your outlook there. This is just an introduction. Thank you for the question though. You're welcome. Okay, I don't think so there's any more questions, or I don't think that anyone wants to say anything to us. Fair enough. I think so we have talked a lot today. What about the form? Alicia, Dayang, I don't know. I tak handle dah.
The link will be given. So yeah.
All right. So me and Christina are done for our slot now. I will pass it back to Alicia and Dayang to handle it from here. I hope you guys enjoyed our little share. Thank you so much.
So there you have it, a terrific insight from Arina, Wanzo, and Wan Kisina. Thank you guys so much. That was fun. So thank you for all the questions. That was our Q&A slot that you did with Arina and Christina. So we're moving on to the next slot with graphic design and video presentation. Dayang?
So I am assuming there are no questions left. Now let's move on. To our next slot with Chris Racing's graphic designer, Iman Aina. Throughout Chris Racing's journey to the World Finals, Iman Aina has been the graphic designer, contributing her skills and creativity to the team.
So we also have Aiman Daniel. He is the mastermind behind many SMK Section 9's F1 in Schools team videos, and today he will be sharing all about video making. We hope that you have installed the softwares that are needed for this session. If you haven't, we have provided the links in our Telegram channel. The stage is all yours, Iman and Aiman.
Okay, thank you, Alicia and Dayang. So I'm Iman Raina, the ex-graphic designer of Careers Racing. And Aiman, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Aiman Daniel Dewan Hussein, and I used to be Careers Racing's graphic designer and also social media manager. So I used to work alongside with Iman with all the graphic elements, and I was in charge with the video presentation for nationals and also for world finals.
Okay, and just like Irina and Christina tadi, I hope we boleh buat this Bengkel as santai as possible, and instead of thinking of the Bengkel as you guys learning from us, you guys should fikir, instead of that, you guys fikir yang you guys are learning with us. Okay, sebab kita orang pun, like, I'm 17 and korang pun probably like just a few years younger than me, and probably ada yang sama umur dengan I kan. So I don't think we should be too formal. We santai je. Kalau korang nak selit-selit and tanya soalan ke, nak buka mic tanya soalan, tak apa. Go on, I tak kisah. We tak kisah. Okay, so first of all, I nak tanya, siapa yang dah install, dah download AI? Yang dah tolong raise hand? Ni, benda ni. Dah download? Oh, good job.
Thank you.
Good job. Alright. Okay, I think ada yang belum download kan, sebab baru pagi tadi pun ada 30 orang je yang baru masuk the Telegram. Oh lah, kesian. Saya try download tapi laptop saya crash. Tak apa, try lagi. Okay, baru pagi tadi pun ada 30 orang je baru masuk the Telegram punya channel, and then so I think ada yang baru tahu kena download and stuff. So I rasa after this pun korang boleh download Yang mana yang dah download tu, korang boleh buka sekali AI and join me teach you guys how to use AI. Oh, and one more question. Siapa yang dah pernah guna AI? Yang dah tahu macam nak guna? Yang memang tips je lah. Okay, tak ramai lah. So memang korang memang fresh memang tak apa-apa. Kita pun. So I will pernah guna sikit je. Okay, tak apa. I akan ajar like very simple stuff, very basic stuff, as long as like the simple stuff tu yang korang boleh guna all that simple stuff, guna untuk portfolio, untuk poster, just very simple stuff, very simple tools. So korang tak confused. So with that, I share screen Okay. Nampak ke? Ada share. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay, I made this thing. B. Yeah, I made this very simple poster, I guess, so that we boleh buat this thing together again. So korang dah buka ke guys? Buka ke?
Iman, I think you should macam tunjuk dari awal, like from the startup punya layout and then macam mana diorang nak setting semua.
Oh yeah, I should. Yeah. Sekejap. Tengok lihat. Okay. Tak apa. Sekejap. Tapi korang tak ada problem kan with downloading the ni? Give me a second. Okay, boleh. No problem. Ada. Kenapa Alif? Crash Ni yang crash tadi I tahu lah. Kalau yang crash saya tak tahu nak tolong macam mana. Teacher, can you send the link again? Teacher? Send link of where? Link ni. Link the AI Link AI. Okay, can someone tolong share balik dekat channel, dah join channel? Ada kat channel, dekat channel Bengkel Mini, korang scroll sikit ada rules and regulations software, ada Adobe Illustrator dengan Adobe Premiere Pro. Okay, download that Okay, since we tak nak buang masa, we just start ni lah. Okay, first, bila korang dah buka AI, sorry ni I dah ni terus. Okay, oh Allah, okay, ignore all that. Okay, bila korang dah buka okay, bila korang dah buka AI, dia akan keluar macam ni terus tau. So korang either boleh nak create a new work or open something yang korang dah pernah buat before ni. Contohnya kalau korang dah, Allah kalau korang nak open macam anything lah. Kalau korang nak open, okay, contoh this thing. Sorry, this is my yang poster yang I pernah buat for my school, for my club. Bukan, rumah sukan. Then korang boleh like either open macam tu. Bila korang tekan open, then you will open something yang korang dah pernah buat before ni. While kalau korang nak buat a new work, korang tekan create new. And then create new. Okay, I suggest untuk poster dekat Instagram, usually akan square kan, akan nampak square je. So korang guna a square artboard. So macam mana korang nak dapat a square artboard tu, korang just tekan ni, dia punya width dengan dia punya height. Korang letak lah dalam berapa korang nak. I recommend 1000 ke atas supaya dia punya dia punya resolution cantik. Yeah, just like that. So korang boleh pilih mana satu korang nak guna. I selalu guna points or pixels. I recommend guna points lah. Okay. And then korang boleh pilih juga, ni tak dia. Sekejap. Oh ya. No, tak apa. Dan korang pilih korang nak berapa artboard. Contoh tadi, kalau korang buat 2 artboard, korang akan dapat 2 like the kertas, I guess. Korang nak 3, korang buat 3. So I nak 2. Contoh I nak 2. So I just tekan create. Boleh tak setakat ni? Tu macam mana korang nak. Since too many users have viewed or downloaded the file recently. Ni yang for Alia Inshirah punya soalan ni, can you nanti we akan try to settlekan that after the Bengkel korang just check the channel, nanti kita orang akan update kan korang. Adobe Illustrator is for logo design, right? Okay, Adobe Illustrator ni korang boleh guna for anything. Kalau for me as a graphic designer, I guna Adobe Illustrator for everything. I guna for logo, I guna for nak design baju, I guna for nak buat portfolio. Korang boleh guna anything, ada software, tapi korang kena ingat yang Adobe Illustrator ni is like the professional punya software. So korang, so most companies, diorang guna Adobe Illustrator untuk buat diorang punya graphic works. So bila korang dah ada experience awal guna AI ni, then it's like a plus points lah untuk korang join, like maybe uni korang nak ambil graphic designing punya ni ke, it's like a plus point for you guys. Okay, tu cuba yang tak boleh download tu cuba ni cuba yang Cikgu Amirul Izham send tu. Okay. So literally korang boleh guna anything, tapi I just recommend korang guna AI untuk like supaya korang boleh biasakan diri korang. Okay, now korang okay tak tadi yang cara nak buka the file tu? Okay tak? Siapa okay? Resend? Siapa tak okay? Boleh bagi tahu tanya je. Okay, good job. Okay, so AI ni bila korang buka memang korang rasanya astaghfirullahalazim. Yeah, even for me at first pun I macam Allah apa ni kan. Tapi bila korang try guna banyak kali, korang akan perasan lah ini je. It's not hard. It's just complicated. Dia punya layout memang complicated. Ada kat kiri, ada kanan, ada atas ni. So memang korang akan rasa macam pening. Tapi bila korang terbiasa, korang selalu guna, korang biasakan diri korang guna, semua benda ni korang just cakap, oh okay. Korang akan terbiasa sendiri. Okay, so first, I nak korang set upkan korang punya AI tu. Korang tekan window. Boleh? Korang tekan atas ni, dekat atas ni ada tulis window. Korang tekan that thing. And then korang pergi to ni korang buka control, korang klik control biar dia ada tick kat sebelah tu. Okay tak? Okay ke? Takut ni lah. Actually korang boleh on mic tau sebab I takut I kena kesini, kesana, kesini. Okay, korang tikkan control and then toolbar. Selalunya bila korang mau download dia akan pergi kat basic tau. So instead of basic korang kena tekan advance. Ni basic dia macam ni je. Dan tak banyak benda korang boleh buat. So korang tekan advance. Toolbar korang pergi ke advance. Okay. And in case korang punya bila korang baru download jadi macam ni, jadi Allah, dia panjang-panjang kan. So korang tekan this thing. Nampak tak ni? The little arrow kat sini korang tekan. Jadi macam ni. So sama dengan I lah. Senang sikit korang nak faham. Okay. For toolbars and then korang just buka artboards. Artboards. Apa lagi? Sekejap. Sorry. Nah. Korang tekan action. Tekan artboard.
Cuma ada kertas putih tu lagi tahu saya baru buka AI.
Ada kertas putih tu nak buat lagi sekali. Okey, jap. Yang kertas putih ni sekarang je korang just kita tutup balik. Okay, so bila korang baru buka korang akan keluar benda ni kan? So korang just tekan create new. Tekan create new ni kat atas ni, kat tepi ni. And then korang for like a poster kat Instagram lah contohnya, I selalu guna like around 2000. So korang buat lah 2000 square, make sure square kalau kat Instagram. Tak kisahlah korang nak buat size apa tapi better square lah kalau kat Instagram. And then korang boleh pilih points ke korang nak guna any of the measurement, korang nak guna apa. I selalu guna points ataupun pixels. Tapi I suggest korang guna points lah, senang sikit. And then artboard ni is the berapa kertas yang akan ada dekat korang punya screen nanti. So macam tadi I ambil 2 kan, so korang tekan two artboards. So dia akan keluar macam tu, create. Just tekan create. Okay tak tadi, siapa tadi? Kalau saya tak boleh download macam mana? Yes, okay. Okay tak korang semua? Okay yang tadi tu?
Oh.
Kenapa ya? Kenapa? Siapa tadi? Tak okey. Masih tak boleh download atau tak boleh buka ni? Tak boleh nak create new ni?
Create.
Tak boleh nak create Oh. Laju kan tadi? Sorry. Okay, so first, cakap slow. Bila korang buka AI, korang akan keluar benda ni. Kan? Akan keluar benda ni. Now, macam mana korang nak create a new graphic work? Contohnya korang nak buat poster. So korang tekan okay, siapa yang tak boleh download lagi tu, korang nanti we akan try settlekan, korang dengar dulu and then kalau korang nak rewatch balik, kita actually sekarang tengah stream dekat YouTube juga. So nanti korang boleh tengok kat YouTube juga, okay? Everyone must download kalau korang nak belajar lah. You guys are here to belajar, so you guys should download. Okay, so now, create new. Want to create new. Right, and then korang tekan berapa measurement artboard korang. Artboard is the kertas, okay? So kalau you nak a square artboard, korang buatlah dalam maybe 1,000 ke, 2,000 ke, 3,000. As long as, for me, I suggest 1,000 ke atas supaya dia punya resolution cantik. So, aku buat 2,000. So, I letak 2,000 and then dia punya height pun 2,000 lah kalau nak square kan. And then, now dah dapat the width dengan the height of the artboard, korang tekan this thing kat tepi ni, the points, cover, dadanya. Korang boleh pilih which measurement yang korang nak guna. Tapi for me, I suggest korang guna points. Okay? Korang just tekan points. And then, lepas dah siap tu, dah siap 3 benda ni, korang pergi dekat artboard. Artboard ni berapa kertas yang korang nak dekat screen korang nanti. So kalau macam tadi, okay lah. Tadi I buat 2 kan, sekarang I buat 3 lah. 3 artboard. Now I just tekan create. That's all. I tekan create. Now I ada 3. I ada 3 kertas. So tadi I buat 2, ada 2 kertas je. Ni 2 kertas. Now ada 3 kertas. Mana bagi? Ni. Okay tak sekarang? 7-day free trial, patutnya tak payah tu. Ya.
Tapi mini proceed ni.
Okay, proceed je tau. Nanti korang, kalau korang tak faham, korang boleh tengok balik the video yang kita orang stream dekat YouTube. Okay, now I akan buat balik this B thing. I bawa ke sana Okay, bawa. Okay, now first, okay, the most simple thing lah. The most simple thing is ni, macam nak buat this tulisan. B ni. So kalau korang nak tulis apa-apa, whether dekat poster ke portfolio ke, korang tekan this thing, nampak tak ni? The T for type tu. Korang just tekan ni. Kalau korang confused yang ni, this icon apa, korang just pergi situ, dia akan cakap type tu. Ni apa? Pen tu. Ni apa? Direct selection tu. Macam tu. Korang just tu je. Ni contohnya for this word, this perkataan, kita tekan this T thing for type tu. Korang just tarik. Okay, now dia macam ni kan. Korang just buang je semua benda tu. This one is just the lorem ipsum thingy. Korang just buang, backspace buang. And then korang tulis lah. Ni kat sini ada apa? A B kan? I tulis a B je. Korang boleh just nak tulis apa? A B I tulis. And then now dia kecil. How do I besarkan? Macam mana I nak besarkan this tulisan? I tekan that tulisan and then dekat atas ni dia akan ada tulis ni tau. Ni akan dia font size. Kat sini. The font size. So I besarkan dalam around 500 points. Dapat lebih. Now dia dah besar. Okay, now this one I lainkan the font type. How do I tukar from this font to this font? Kau tahu kan font tu apa kan? Jenis tulisan. So I just tekan this thing and then I tekan this arrow. Nampak kat sebelah ni? Okay, and then now all the fonts yang I ada dekat my laptop. All the fonts. So contohnya kat sini I ambil Poppins tadi. Poppins. Yeah. Then I dah tukar the font. And dekat sini sometimes ada, sometimes tak ada sebab ikutlah font style yang korang download yang mana. Contohnya kat sini I download mostly everything. So I boleh tukar font style. Poppins style dia apa? Bold. Nah, macam tu. Or extra bold. Extra bold italic yang mana? Korang nak yang mana ada? Contohnya ni lah bold je lah yang ambil Okay, now dah dapat tulisan. This one is the most simple thing lah, tulisan. And then korang, okay, nampak tak ni? I buat macam ni. Okay. Ni dia macam, dia warna putih. Lepas tu dekat luar dia ada macam stroke warna biru. Ada border warna biru kan? Outline warna biru. So I tekan this tulisan balik and then kat sini, nampak ni? Korang akan ada ada macam ni. Nampak ni, sini, okay ni. Kat sini korang boleh tukar warna anything korang nak. So korang just double click this one and then tukar jadi putih. Kejap. Okay, ni lah I bagi tahu ni dulu. This one is the stroke which is equivalent to the stroke is basically the outline lah. So I tekan the stroke, double click and then I pilih which color I want. I just click to this color. Now the luar dah jadi warna tu. But of course korang tak nampak sangat. How to tebal sekejap later. Okay, now I nak tukar the warna tulisan tu jadi warna putih macam ni. Macam mana? Now I tekan this one pula. This one is the fill in punya, fill in any shapes, any font ke shape ke. And then this one is the stroke. Okay, now dah nampak sikit. But now dia nipis. Macam mana nak tebalkan? How to tebalkan this thing? Korang kena nampak atas ni. Kat atas ni ada tulis stroke, lepas tu kat sebelah dia ada like 1 point kan. Korang boleh tinggikan up to you guys lah, nak ke mana. Tu, dia makin lama makin tebal. Makin besar point makin tebal lah. So contohnya I nak ni. Macam tu. Now I dah dapat like almost the same lah macam tu. Nampak setakat ni? Tak with the tulisan. Saya nak besarkan tulisan. Macam nak besarkan tulisan. Okay, tadi contoh ni lah. Nak buat balik Okay.
Iman, ada orang tanya, dia tanya, boleh tak tunjuk balik macam mana nak edit font?
Edit font?
Biar dia tak dapat tadi.
Boleh. Okay, buang mic sekejap kan kat sini. Dulu, okay, sekejap. Maaf. Sorry, okay. Okay, macam tadi. Dia besar. Okay. Okay, ni besarnya sekejap. Tadi dia kecil kan, so I tulis macam tu lah, I tulis hello, I'm Iman. Okay, macam tu. Kalau dia kecil, korang nak besarkan this thing, this small little font, korang kena tekan that font, and then ke atas ni, ada tak ke atas ni korang punya ni? Cuba, ada tak? Ada kan? Ada. Alright, korang edit the font, korang just ni lah kat sini boleh. This one korang boleh edit to any type of font korang nak. And then this one is the font style, jenis font tu. And then this one korang nak besarkan, korang just besarkan lah. Sekarang tengah 20 dia kecil. So korang nak besarkan dia, korang buat dalam 300 lah korang besar. Jadi besar. Faham tak? Okay, sekarang dah nampak lagi better. Kan ya. Okay, nampak tak? This one is the jenis font dia. Dia boleh tukar, I boleh tukar to any type of font yang I nak. Nampak tak? Contohnya, okay, I tukar lah, I nak this thing. Sorry. Okay. Tukar to any type of font. Okay, contohnya ni, this one. I tukar to this font. And then kat sini pun I boleh like kecilkan balik, apa semua. Tengok. Boleh besarkan. Macam tu lah. Faham tak? Yang colour korang okay? Dah boleh dah? Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay, now we're back to the B thing. The B. Okay, now. Okay. Now first I nak buat background dia. Background ni actually dia ada dua benda ni. I letak sekaligus. I letak sekali. Satu just a picture of clouds. Satu lagi a gradient. So first, macam mana kau nak letak a picture into this thing, this screen, to AI lah, okay. Macam mana nak letak a picture to AI? First ada dua cara. Satu, korang boleh just go straight to Google. And then korang search lah. Contohnya I pilih clouds tadi kan. And then korang just tekan any clouds you want, any pictures you want, and then korang just right click, copy image, and then just paste. Okay. Itu satu cara. Another cara, one more cara is korang boleh juga dapatkan the picture instead of from Google, tapi from your file. So kalau korang nak insert a picture from your file, korang tekan di atas ni, file. Korang ke bawah sikit, tekan place. Yeah. And then you guys akan inilah korang boleh pilih any pictures you want. Sebenarnya I nak gambar tadi, cloud tadi kan? Dah. So ada dua cara korang nak letak gambar dekat dalam AI ni macam mana. Faham tak this one? Letak gambar lah. Okay, now I nak crop this picture. How do I crop this picture? Okay. You kena tekan the picture and then ke atas ni juga akan ada tulis crop image. Korang just crop. Tekan crop image. Ni biar je okay. And then you guys boleh crop the image however you want. Okay, ni contohlah I nak bagi dia muat dekat the artboard kan. So I buat lah. Make sure dia masuk the artboard and then okay. Lepas tu I dah buat like however I nak crop the image, then I just tekan atas ni balik, biar atas ni balik, tekan apply. Okay. Okay, now the problem is tengok dia punya B tu dia menyorok dekat belakang benda ni kan. So I think most people dah tahu dah cara nak main with layers, tapi still maybe ada yang tak tahu lagi. So korang go to layers. Alamak, I buang ni je nanti korang confused. Okay, go to layers. So korang nampak the clouds punya image is this one, right? It's this one. And then the tulisan is this one. So korang nak bagi the clouds ni dekat belakang the tulisan. Korang tarik this cloud turun bawah the tulisan. So dia jadi duduk dekat belakang tulisan tu. That's how you play with layers. That's how ni lah. So contohnya kalau korang, kalau this thing, dia menyorok dekat belakang semua, kan? Korang nak bawa dia pergi depan sekali, korang tarik that rectangle, naik atas sekali. Now dia ada dekat atas. That one is how you play with layers. Okay, now I dah dapat the tulisan. I dah dapat the tulisan and the clouds kat belakang. Okay. Just like that, korang dah belajar 2 benda. Korang dah belajar 3 benda. Korang dah belajar how to tulis, how to bagi ada tulisan, how to letak gambar, and how to play with layers. Korang dah tahu 3 benda tu. Now, I nak this thing, this gradient. How do I buat benda ni? So, I just, okay, now I can tekan ni. This one is like shape tu, korang boleh boleh. Nanti Okay. Korang boleh tekan the shape tu. Shape tu ni korang boleh right click and then akan ada banyak-banyak lagi shapes. Sebab tu you nak shape apa. Contohnya kalau, tapi ni kan I nak buat this shape, just a rectangle, a simple rectangle. Korang tekan rectangle tool and then korang just drag. Korang just drag from here, tekan bucu ni, tekan bucu ni, korang drag tau, korang tekan je your left punya mouse. Tekan sampai sini. Okay, now I dapat rectangle. Okay, jap. Okay, now korang dapat like rectangle. Ni, tu, your rectangle. Okay, but now how do I buat this gradient? Macam mana nak buat gradient ni? I tekan, okay, sekejap. I tekan this thing. This thing is the gradient tu. Sekejap, okay, I tekan benda ni dulu. Yeah, I tekan, sorry. I tekan the gradient tool and then I tekan this thing. There. But usually bila korang baru like nak start tu, dia akan jaga dia macam ni. Ya, dia akan macam tu. So how do I tukar the colours? Kan, how do I tukar the colours? Korang just pergi balik the gradient tadi. Okay, bila korang tekan the gradient dia akan keluar terus macam tu. Korang double click this part, this edge. Korang boleh tukar to whatever colour you want. But usually kalau bila korang baru like start a new artwork and then korang buat gradient, dia akan, this one akan jadi kosong. Dia akan jadi kosong. Kalau korang dah try, korang faham kot apa saya cakap. Dia akan jadi kosong. Okay. Then korang tekan, bila dia jadi kosong macam tu, korang tak nak tukar warna. So korang, so first, korang tekan this thing, dia akan ada banyak-banyak warna macam ni. Korang tekan je warna apa-apa. Once korang tekan warna apa-apa, korang pergi naik atas balik, dia akan keluar macam ni. Sekarang baru boleh tukar warna. So korang nak tukar warna apa? Sebab tu je lah korang nak letak color code ke, korang nak just drag cari warna sendiri ke. It's up to you guys. Contohnya I nak the blue lah tadi kan. Black, cekor sikit. Macam tu. Now I dapat this one. Oops, sorry. Now dah dapat the gradient. Okay, but kau rasa akan nampak lain lah. Lain. Yang ni dia ke atas kan. Dia gradient ni from atas ni ke bawah ni. But this one dia punya gradient macam ni je. So korang nak tukar that. Korang tekan balik the gradient thing. Korang tekan this one. Korang tekan balik the gradient thing. And then korang boleh pergi ke tepi ni. Dia akan ada ni tau macam ni. Nampak tak tu? Benda tu. So you guys boleh tarik dia. Tarik ke atas. Macam tu. Ya, and then you guys boleh panjangkan dia. Macam tu. Faham tak? Faham kan? Hopefully faham. Okay, there. Now you guys dapat the gradient. Okay, sekarang kau dah belajar tambah lagi 2 benda. Ya, dah tambah lagi 2 benda. Kau dah belajar macam nak letak apa? This thing, the square, and then kau dah belajar macam nak buat gradient. Now korang just tarik balik ke situ. Okay, but the problem is, macam tadi lah problem dia. Dia ada dekat atas sekali. Tak nampak bawah tu. Dia, so sepatutnya dia akan ni kan, dia duduk dekat depan clouds tapi belakang tulisan. So korang tarik, alamak, again, saya tulis. Okay. Tarik. Korang tarik this thing in between the tulisan and the clouds. Macam tu. Okay, but now still something wrong. Something, dia tak nampak the clouds tu. So what I did untuk bagi nampak the clouds, I lowkan the opacity of the square ni, the gradient thing. Okay, how to lowkan the opacity? Korang just tekan the square. Korang tekan the square and then dekat atas ni juga dia ada tulis opacity. Korang lowkan lah. Korang, satu je korang nak lowkan tu like 50. Dia akan di low macam tu. Now 80. So, dia akan jadi low sikit. Let 10. Faham tak? That one is opacity. Okay lah. Okay, now korang dah belajar how to lowkan the opacity juga. Alright, sorry. Okay, now sekarang kita dah belajar sampai situ. Okay, now how do I buat this B? Macam nak buat this B? Okay, mostly for this B, I guna very basic stuff, tapi those stuff yang korang boleh guna for your poster and for your portfolio. Okay, so first I buat kepala dia. Kepala this B, how do I buat the kepala? I ambil the square tadi, sama juga square macam tadi. Or maybe korang ni lah, rounded rectangle ni, korang boleh guna juga. Okay. And then korang just drag. Macam tu. Now korang dapat the kepala. Okay, kepala the B. Okay, lepas tu ada ajar tadi kan macam mana nak tukar warna. This thing they apply to everything. Korang boleh tukar warna tulisan, korang boleh tukar warna garisan, korang boleh tukar warna bentuk just with this thing kat tepi ni. Okay, contohnya I nak buat tadi kepala dia warna kuning kan. So I nak kepala dia kuning, I tekan this thing, lepas tu I double click this thing and then I tukar kuning. See, now I dapat warna kuning. Macam tu je. Very simple. Okay, now we dah try guna the rectangle thing. I nak buat kepala dia pula. Kepala pula dah, mata dia pula. Macam mana I nak buat mata dia, I tekan this thing, balik, sama, semua benda dekat the same icon. I right click, I tekan ellipse tool ni bulat lah, ellipse tool. And then I just buat lah, kepala ni. Lepas tu ni tengah warna kuning, I tak nak warna kuning, nanti tak nampak. Tukar warna macam tadi. Double click sini, tukar putih. Lepas tu I buat another one, another mata. Nah, dapat. Sekarang dapat mata dia. Lepas tu lagi ada like mata hitam pula kat dalam kan. Tu tekan sini, tukar warna. Pelik pula. Sorry. Okay lah, macam tu lah. Sambungkan je lah. Okay, now I dah dapat mata dia lebah, the B. Okay, now I akan ajar you macam mana nak buat badan dia pula. Badan dia sama juga macam tadi. I guna the ellipse tool juga. Ellipse tool, okay dah. I just ni, drag, tarik. Tu I dapat badan dia. Tu I tukar warna kuning. Sama juga, tukar warna kuning. Okay. One other way macam mana korang nak tukar colour, korang boleh guna eyedropper juga. Contohnya, tadi korang boleh je nak macam tadi, korang tukar ni jadi kuning, boleh. Tapi contohlah korang malas nak tekan warna-warna tu, nak cari warna balik, korang boleh tekan this thing, tekan ni, tekan whatever you guys nak tukar warna tu, korang tekan eyedropper kat sini, nampak ni? Okay, this one is eyedropper. Dan korang pergi to any colour you guys nak tukar. Ni contohnya I nak warna kuning ni kan, warna kuning. Or maybe I nak warna hitam. Ni warna putih. Dia akan jadi macam tu, dia akan ikut. That's the eyedrop tu. Okay, sampai kita nak kuning lah kan. Now, dah dapat the badan and the kepala. Okay, so sekarang I nak buat dia punya ni, dia punya mulut. How do I buat mulut dia? For the mulut, no actually I akan ajar you ni lah. I ajar how to buat the glasses dulu lah. Sebab the glasses ni pun dia in like the same thing juga. Dia guna benda ni juga. The glasses I just guna tekan ni, right click, star tool. Dia kat sini ada star tool. It's up to you guys, korang nak buat polygon. Korang, okay, instead of the star, korang nak buat like what? A hexagon. Okay, pentagon lah. 5. Nah, tu. Now korang dah dapat the like a pentagon glasses. Tu sama juga, nak tukar warna macam mana? Macam tukar warna? Korang pergi ke sini. Sekejap, okay. Macam tadi kat sini dia tak ada apa-apa kan kat dalam. Dia macam ni je, sekejap. Macam tu je. Okay, korang just, mana tadi? Okay ni, korang tekan. And korang make sure yang the fill ni tak ada warna. Korang boleh like just ni. Tekan this thing.
Iman.
Yeah?
For the graphic, try make it as fast as possible sebab ada video edit lah.
Okay, boleh. Okay, I fast. And then I tukar the outline punya colour instead of the fill. Tu yang merah. And then the stroke, naikkan. Now I dapat dia ni, the hexagon. So, okay, now I dah ajar korang macam nak guna that whole shapes thing. So I guess you guys dah clear lah kan macam nak guna the shapes tool ni. Now I ajar korang guna the pen tool. Okay, for the pen tool, korang boleh like, now I nak, the pen tool ni korang boleh lah bawa pergi mana-mana macam tu. Okay, contohnya kat sini I nak the glasses punya ni, bingkai. Dia punya ni. So I just buat like a straight line ke situ. Okay, now straight line ke situ. Okay, just in case korang macam alamak ni macam ni, dia ikut ni. Okay, korang kena tekan, korang kena make sure lepas korang dah siap tu korang tekan enter. Now dia dah tak ikut. And then ni. Okay, now I dah dapat the glasses punya frame. Okay, now korang boleh either guna that pen tool atau guna the line tool. Sama je. Tapi I personally tak suka guna the line tool. I prefer guna the pen. Dia macam basically the same thing. So korang guna je lah the pen. And then korang boleh juga instead of buat a straight line, korang boleh like ni tengok ni. Macam ni. Lepas tu bila korang dah sampai, korang buat a straight line first. Tapi korang jangan lepas lagi. Korang jangan lepas korang punya mouse lagi. Korang dia dah kat sini the second point tu, korang tarik and then dia akan jadi ni, dia akan melengkung. Now korang boleh lepas. Dah lepas tu, macam tadi lah cakap, enter. Nak bagi dia. Okay, just like that korang dapat a smiley. Tu dia punya lidah tu, sama je lah. Sama juga I guna pen tool juga. Ni, tarik. Tu. Ni. Dah. Macam tu. Now I dapat the smiley, the smile. Okay. Also the antena ni pun sama antena Antena tu pun sama, I guna pen tool juga. Ni memang what I ajar ni semua benda yang the most simple stuff yang korang boleh guna nak buat poster. Korang tak payah belajar anything else pun tak apa, korang guna benda ni je. Then korang dah boleh buat like a proper poster dah. I buat just like that. Okay, now dia tak nak lawan ni kan. I boleh tukar the colour again. Contohnya I malas nak tukar colour kat sini. Macam tadi I ajar korang guna eye drop. Korang tekan korang tekan ni, tekan the eye drop tool. Ya. Dan apa ni? Tekan ni, tekan the eye drop tool. Macam tu. Tu sama juga. Sebelah sini, I buat the antena. Tu, macam tu. Korang maybe akan rasa macam alah complicatednya. Tapi bila korang terbiasa, jangan ada senang je. Korang kena try guna banyak kali lah. And then as korang belajar tu, as korang guna, korang belajar new things, korang belajar benda atasnya pula, korang belajar ada tools yang I tak ajar hari ni. Just have to try lah, and then at the end dia akan jadi best juga. Now I nak like a triangle lah. Ni I triangle kat sini, I just tekan. Then I choose 3 sides. Now I dapat a triangle again. Sorry, I'm rushing. Okay. And then like another one, another triangle. Okay, just sikit lagi. Okay. Sikit lagi. Okay, benda ni pun Aisyah tak payah ajar Aisyah nak buat ni sebab ni pun I guna pen tool juga. But this one, the kepak ni, sayap ni, korang boleh either guna the ellipse tadi, lepas tu nyorokkan dia kat belakang badan ni ataupun korang boleh guna this one, this brush, this paint brush tu. Korang boleh like macam tu. Now, tapi dia warna, sekarang korang nak dia warna putih macam ni kan. Korang just tekan and then macam ni lah. Korang tukar jadi warna putih. Ni pun sama. Sekarang I dah malas nak cari warna. I tekan eye drop. Sama juga macam tu. Faham tak? Hopefully korang faham. Kalau korang tak faham, nanti kalau korang tak faham silakanlah tanya kita orang ada je dekat Chris punya IG tu. Tanyalah. Okay. Okay, now kat sini tadi. Now I nak nyorokkan this thing kat belakang the badan. Macam tadi juga. I use the layer. I main with the layer. Okay, mana ada kepak dua ni? Dua ni kan? Dua kepak ni kan? Now I select dua ni. I bawa ke belakang badan dia. Ni badan dia. Macam tu. Okay, macam tu je. Just like that korang dapat poster. Yeah. Korang just need to belajar. Korang just need to try guna instead of belajar with people. I prefer try guna and korang figure out how to use all this stuff sendiri. Sebab as korang try guna, korang will actually learn all the other stuff. Rasa tu je kot for graphic designing. Nanti kalau tak nak drag masa sangat. Maybe Aiman, any question actually?
Yeah, is there any question regarding on all the graphics punya section before we move on to the video presentation? Or Iman, you tak ajar nak export? Sorry for that. Okay, Iman,
okay.
Exportnya tu.
Sikit lagi. Okay, now how to export, how to export this poster kan? Any graphic way yang korang nak export. Okay, korang boleh either korang tak nak export dulu, korang tak nak export to PNG or JPG dulu, korang nak save je dulu the AI file. Korang boleh tekan file again and then korang boleh save. Just tekan save And then korang ni lah buat apa nama file ni, B. Yeah, like that. Save. Macam tu cara korang nak save, kan tekan OK. Macam tu je korang nak save, just simple lah, macam however you save, like kat PowerPoint ke semua sama je cara nak save. And then kalau korang nak export, korang kena tekan file juga, mostly everything memang kat file je. Korang tekan export. And then export for screens. And then korang boleh pilih which artboard yang korang nak export. Contohnya I nak artboard ni kan, I nak yang ni. Atau I nak namakan dia punya ni apa? B juga. And then, okay, now dia akan ada ni kan. Korang make sure korang tekan ni, range. Kalau all mini korang nak export semua artboard into different pictures. Kalau korang tekan range, korang boleh like pilih lah yang mana artboard yang korang nak save, yang korang nak export. Tapi kalau korang tekan like full document, dia akan download macam ni. Dia akan save macam ni, sekejap. Dia akan save macam tu. Which is yang korang tak nak, I tak nak macam tu. So korang tekan range B. Now, okay. Okay, now kat sini pula, korang boleh pilih what file korang nak. Korang nak PDF, korang nak JPG. Tapi I recommend kalau korang nak download, nak export a picture to post dekat, a poster to post dekat your Instagram or your Twitter ke apa, korang PNG lah sebab dia high quality. So korang export PNG and then just tekan export artboard. Itu je. Yeah. Macam tu. That's how you export your graphic work. Okay ke? Okay tak? Alright, dah.
Okay, I think. Is there any more? Right, I think we can already move on to the video presentation section, and that will end all be me. So first of all, thank you Iman for that really informative tutorial, for the very graphic tutorial. So now let's just jump into the verbal presentation or the video presentation. So let me just open my slides. Semua boleh nampak the slide ke?
Boleh.
Okay, jap. Let me tekan the next one. Oh, it's kind of okay. Alright, so as we all know, dalam F1 school needs, there are a lot of aspects that are being judged, and some of them such as the team identity, the engineering and enterprise portfolio, the team management such as tadi Erina and Christina presented. But the one that I wanted to show you guys is the verbal presentation, or known as the video presentation. But before I jump into further details about the verbal presentation, I'm going to show you guys a short video to show you guys a slight look what is actually the verbal presentation from the F1 Schools YouTube channel.
There's many different aspects of the competition which give you marks. It's not just about racing, it's also about other elements such as the verbal presentation.
Each team has to do a verbal presentation in front of judges.
You have to refer to all the work that you have done in 10 minutes. You have to be quick and sufficient.
The presentation is really important. You need to be loud, you need to make eye contact, you need to allocate the speech to each of your teammates, because if it's just one person talking about a certain subject, the judges will pick that up.
Presentation can be something that's very daunting to a person at the start of the competition.
It's a bit scary, all the teams nervous.
The best thing is to be as prepared as possible. So even if you're nervous, you still do it well.
Practice makes perfect.
Just stay calm.
It's not just about doing the work, it's about communicating it well to the judges. It's very important to realize that they're not there to scare you. They just want to see what you have done in the competition.
Letting your personality shine through is really important. Judges like to pick up on that. They like to see that there's not just a robot that's done this, there's a real person who has a real life.
It's difficult, but it's what you're going to do in real life.
It teaches you to communicate with people who might not necessarily know the technical aspects of what you're talking about. So it's important important to learn those skills, which will be very useful to you in later life.
To be able to get your point across is really important in the business world.
Once I got into F1 in schools, I really learned what it took to give a pitch. When you go through doing the competition, your confidence builds.
It helps you to talk on the spot and think quickly. The more confident you are, the more people will take you seriously. The more people will want to read your email or listen to you.
You get a similar amount of points for doing presentation, portfolio, and interviews as you would for racing cars. It's a very vital part of the competition.
All right, there you go, guys. A simple video on the verbal presentation from the F1 in Schools official YouTube channel. So let's go into further details. What is actually this verbal presentation? So basically in the competition, team is required to do a 7-minute verbal presentation regarding on all activities and preparation for the competition. So usually before the pandemic, the verbal presentation had been done physically, where the team have to do the presentation in front of the judges. But due to the pandemic, that aspect had changed into the video presentation. So there will be a video editing punya part, and yeah. So basically it's just a presentation of from the team, and which is also being judged for the competition. And we don't actually have like the actual rules and regulation right now because it hasn't been done yet. So basically for the World Finals, the verbal presentation or the video presentation, it is around 180 marks out of I think around 800 marks for the World Finals, but for the regionals, it hasn't been stated yet. So now let's talk about the content or the stuff that we wanted to apply into the presentation. So basically for the regionals that will be coming up soon, there will only be 4 aspects that you guys can tekankan. So that will be the team identity, the team management, and the car design, and also the learning experience. So keep things in mind, these are actually the aspects that are applied into the regionals, but for the World Finals and the nationals, there are a few more aspects, such as the resource and marketing, and the manufacturing, car manufacture, and then we have the innovation, the collaboration, and learning experience. So we already have learning experience for the regionals. Okay, now that's for the content of the video presentation. Let's jump into further details from each aspects. So first things first is about the team identity. So basically this one is actually straightforward. So you guys have to explain about the team identity itself. So firstly about your name. So you guys kena present mana korang dapat korang punya team name. So how did you guys get it? Is it like macam something that motivated you, or like guys macam jumpa, or something that inspired? Macam mana nak cakap? Yeah, basically just explain macam you guys come up with that name. So like every team, they have their own name. So name is first thing lah. And then the team logo. So how did you guys create the logo? How do you guys develop the logo? So from scratch. So such as from where do you get the idea? How do you guys want the logo to look like? And then maybe a few sketches. And then finally the final design of the team logo. And then for the color scheme, so color scheme ni basically korang punya logo punya color lah. So kalau macam keris ni, there are 4 colors. There are red, blue, yellow, and white, which have different meanings for each colors. So for you guys, korang pun kena ada lah juga colors, meaning for different colors in the logo. Sebab dalam logo ni dia bukannya just letak color je. So each meaning ni ada color, and ada sebab-sebab tertentu kenapa kita orang letak color tu. Okay, so after that we have the motto. So motto ni basically korang punya motto lah. And then mission and vision korang punya team identity. So for the team identity, there are only these 5 points that we wanted to see in the video presentation. Okay, moving on. We have the team management. So just like earlier, Arina and Kis already explained details about the project management. So basically for the team management aspect, we wanted to see how do you guys manage the team well organized. So there are a few bunches of things in the team management, such as the project charter, project schedule, timeline, roles and responsibilities, communication strategy. So basically team management ni dia nak tengok macam mana korang handle the team and keep up the pace with all dengan korang punya project, dengan korang punya studies. So we wanted to see how do you actually guys manage the whole thing without losing off or tertinggal apa-apa. So that is basically for the team management. Okay, and then after that, after the team identity and then team management, we have the car design. So this is actually quite straightforward. So basically you guys want to talk about the car. So we want to see how do you guys come up with the final design of your car. So first things first, it's actually it's actually the research first. So research or benchmark? I think it's benchmarking first. So basically benchmarking ni, you guys refer kereta-kereta lama, you guys refer things, do some research lah. Basically benchmarking research ni, you guys research on old cars, you guys research on physics concepts that you guys wanted to apply to your car. And then we have the design concept. So design concept ni, there are actually a few parts of the cars that you guys took inspiration from. So macam kalau katakan macam front wing tu korang ambil dari mana, inspiration dari mana, and for the rear wing tu korang ambil dari mana. So basically that is the design concept lah. And then we have the design development. So for the design development ni is how you guys develop the car. So macam from phase 1, what did you guys do? So macam maybe korang buat bongkar dulu ke apa. And then to the next stage, korang macam improve part dia punya tepi-tepi dia punya part dia. And then final design lah. So basically final design ni is the final result of your car. And what makes your car interesting? What are the advantage that korang punya kereta ada yang korang rasa team lain tak ada lah. So that is basically on the car design. And then for the last one is the learning experience. So for learning experience ni, to be straightforward, it's actually pengajaran lah. So apa yang korang belajar dalam F1 in schools ni, and how do you guys gunakan those pengajaran into your daily lives. So basically you guys explain macam mana korang faham what is F1 in schools, and maybe you guys can explain about the software, how complicated the software, and how you develop your skills throughout the software, and what do you think by learning those software could help you in the future. So basically for the whole presentation, there are only those 4 aspects, which is the team identity, and then the team management, car design, and learning experience. And keep in mind, these are actually these 4 aspects are actually applied for the regionals, but for the nationals and world finals, they've already mentioned before. There are a few more aspects, such as the resource and marketing, and then the resource marketing, and then the car manufacturer. So basically the car design tu design kereta, and then the car manufacturer tu bahan-bahan untuk kita korang lah. And then the last, and then 2 more, innovation and collaboration. So for the innovation and collaboration ni, you guys can insert dekat each aspect lah. So kalau macam team identity tu korang letak innovation apa, and then for the marketing tu korang letak innovation apa. Okay, so these are actually the aspects that are being judged for the video presentation. Okay. Alright, and then so basically that is actually the general, how should I say, macam basic about the Google presentation lah. Because Google presentation ni, there's actually not a lot of things actually. So yeah, so far are there any questions that you guys want to ask on the Google presentation before I jump into the next one? No. Okay, alright. So yeah, so that is basically the Google presentation. Alright, so now moving on. Okay, I want to talk about the software. So there are actually a lot of software out there that you guys can use to edit your videos. Okay, doesn't mean that you guys have to edit using Premiere Pro, After Effects. It's up to you guys. you guys boleh je pakai software mana-mana, dia tak kisah pun. Tapi actually so for me, I pakai Premiere Pro and After Effects because both are actually, so I started editing using iMovie, and then I tried to develop my skills, so I started using Premiere Pro and I got used to it. So like I said before, you guys tak kisah nak pakai Premiere Pro or apa-apa software, macam you guys ada iMovie, ada VN Editor, ada apa lagi DaVinci Resolve. So there's a lot of things, a lot of software that you guys can use. Okay, so basically Premiere Pro ni is the video editing software, so it's actually quite straightforward juga. So all the video editing, all the audio editing, color grading, I edit it using Premiere Pro. And as for After Effects, I usually use the After Effects for animation and for motion graphics and visual effects that I want to apply to my video presentation. Okay, so macam kita orang, instead of just present saja, kita orang nak letak like a few animations and motion graphics that we want to apply to our presentation. So we step up our game, adding a few animations and motion graphics, and to keep the video presentation more attractive. You guys can actually come up with different ideas and different ways how do you guys want to edit korang punya presentation. It's up to you guys, okay? I know a lot of you guys are creative, so yeah, you guys can try anything that you guys want to apply to the video presentation. Okay, so that is for the software. So keep in mind, I will show you guys I will teach you guys a short tutorial on how to edit using Premiere Pro. Okay, so after that, so what does it take to make a perfect video? So basically, video ni is not just it's not actually really simple. Okay, because a lot of people out there cakap, oh video editing ni senang je, you guys kena macam susun letak video, letak gambar, letak audio, okay dah settle. Okay, so actually dia tak macam tu, okay, especially for a presentation lah, because there are a lot of things that you guys have to consider when making a video, especially nak buat presentation lah. Okay, so let's jump straight to this. Okay, so basically there are a lot of things that you guys have to plan out before you guys do the shooting and the editing. So first things first, on top of the list is the story layout. So basically storyboard lah. So storyboard ni actually is a bunch of frames that demonstrates the flow of the story. So macam kalau macam bangunan, dia orang ada blueprint. Okay, so dia orang can use that blueprint to guide nak buat bangunan lah. And kalau macam design engineer tadi, dia orang also have a few drawing, a few sketchings to refer untuk buat dia orang punya kereta lah. Okay, and kalau for video, kita panggil storyboard. Okay, so storyboard ni actually demonstrate, so each frame shows a different frame and how do you guys want the video to look like. So basically kalau macam, okay, so there are a few frames for the team identity. Macam mana korang nak present team identity tu? Okay, maybe macam mula-mula tu ada orang kat tengah. So you guys have to like to draw how the frame will look like, okay. So macam ada orang kat tengah and then kat tepi tu macam ada tulisan ke apa, ada motion graphics ke apa. So that is the storyboard lah, okay. And then moving on to next one is the timing, okay. So for the timing ni, there are a lot, macam, okay, for timing there are actually two things. So one is for the whole video presentation juga. Sebab video presentation, for the video presentation ni, actually banyak masa it's actually a long period time to do it lah. So maybe around 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you guys must have to do the shooting, to do the planning, the shooting, the editing. So there are a lot of things that is going on into the video presentation. Okay, so that's for the first one, and for the second one is the timing that you guys wanted to put into the presentation. So kalau macam contohnya macam team identity, team management, car design, and korang punya learning experience. So you guys kena agihkan kalau team identity tu nak berapa minit, kalau team management tu nak berapa minit, car design tu nak berapa minit, okay. So benda tu pun korang kena consider juga, sebab dalam F1, in the F1 schools competition for the video presentation aspect, ada few rules. So macam for the resolution, for the masa tu dia cakap kan 7 minutes kan. So you guys kena plan out 7 minutes tu korang nak berapa lama for each aspects, okay? And you guys kena tengok rules juga, which aspects yang lagi banyak markah, mana lagi yang ditekankan. So kalau macam katakan di learning experience kata banyak markah, so try to organize it back and focus more on the learning experience, okay? Contoh lah, it's not actually the true one, okay? So those two, and then next one is on the presentation technique. So basically presentation technique ni is how do you guys want to macam mana korang nak present korang punya presentation, okay? So there are a lot of so usually like for us, for me lah, I do a lot of research like how to make our video presentation more interesting, more to attract more people, okay? Kita tak nak macam video ni edit tu macam biasa-biasa je, macam dah bosan kan. Kita nak something out of the box, okay? So ada je banyak kat YouTube, you guys can refer, macam Apple punya presentation ke, Samsung ke, you guys can refer to that, okay? Right, so after that, after the presentation technique is the type of shots. Okay, so basically type of shots ni cara korang nak shoot di video lah. Okay, so kalau macam kita tak nak lah macam stick to one shot, faham tak? Macam kalau boleh kita nak from different angles to see how you guys present korang punya presentation ni lah. Kita nak lah just the whole presentation just korang duduk situ je macam cakap je kan. So kalau boleh maybe macam ada a bit of movement ke apa, like korang tengah jalan sambil korang tengah cakap sambil berjalan ke, and make sure bila korang shoot time tengah jalan tu make sure kamera tu stable tau. So tak nak dia bergegar. So bila dia bergegar tu pun salah satu macam disadvantage untuk korang punya video lah. So people tengah enjoy nanti macam ada sikit fault, macam tiba-tiba bergegar. So macam tak apa cantik lah, tak apa professional korang punya video. So itu pun kena take consider juga. So okay, so that's for the title shot. And then for the equipment ni actually tak banyak actually. So basically there are 1, 2, 3. So there are actually 3 things that you guys must have for the equipment lah. So basically the first one is the camera. Okay, tak kisah apa kamera, is kalau korang tak ada kamera pun tak apa, you guys can use phone untuk record ke. So dia tak perlu guna kamera pun, just nak tengok how you guys can come up with the video presentation, okay? So firstly tadi camera. So and then second one is the tripod. So tripod is actually quite general lah. So you guys kalau korang nak like a static shot, kita tak nak macam orang pegang dekat sepanjang masa. So tripod is the function basically. And then last one is the external microphone, okay? So usually kalau korang record pakai kamera, and korang pakai microphone from camera or from mobile phone, dia punya suara dia tak jelas, okay? So this is why kalau boleh you guys need an external mic lah. So it doesn't have to be expensive external mic. So it can be a cheap one, at least korang punya audio tu jelas dan nyata, okay? And yeah, so that's basically for the equipment. So kalau nak tambah equipment lain pun actually tak kisah, dia tak penting pun equipment ni, just nak tengok je how you come up with the video presentation, okay? And then for the scenery ni pun actually apply to the storyboard lah. So kalau macam for the team identity ni korang nak letak dekat, korang nak shoot dekat mana. So kalau maybe macam korang nak shoot dekat sekolah ke, or maybe dekat library ke, it's up to you guys, okay? So and make sure dia punya scenery tu dia punya lighting, dia punya suara, dia punya background noise tu semua okay. Okay, guys, kalau boleh kita nak shoot tu everything is balanced, okay? And then we have the lighting. So lighting ni pun actually kena consider juga. So, kita tak nak kita punya shots tu overexposed or underexposed. Kita nak video tu terlalu gelap or terlalu terang. So kalau boleh kita nak keep it balance, okay? So kita tak nak audience kita sakit mata, ada kita punya shots ada yang view terang or ada yang gelap. Okay, so lighting ni pun main peranan yang penting, especially kalau korang shoot dekat dalam ruang yang gelap, okay? So it is better to have a better good lighting untuk korang punya shooting lah, okay? And then we have the props. So the props ni pun actually straightforward. So kalau korang punya shooting tu korang nak props, macam korang nak, kalau macam car design tu korang nak tunjuk kereta ke apa. And then kalau macam team identity tu korang nak, kalau macam korang tunjuk keris kan, maybe korang tunjuk keris ke apa, it's up to you guys, korang nak tak props apa. Okay, so that is basically it for the presentation. Okay, so
Aiman, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you have 5 minutes left to present your slide.
Oh, 5 minutes. Okay. I think that's all for the presentation. Now we can jump into the software. So for setakat ni ada soalan tak regarding on the video presentation? Maybe ada something yang tak jelas ke? Can I use different apps for the editing part? Yes, you can use different software. You guys can try different software macam because actually Premiere Pro ni actually kena bayar tau dia punya software dia. So there are also a few softwares yang free macam you guys can search for the DaVinci Resolve. Itu pun that's actually a good software. You guys can try VN Editor, and yeah, there are actually a bunch but I tak ingat semua. So those are a few free softwares. Okay, is there any more questions? Kalau masa PKP ni mau macam mana shoot at school? Saya tak ada. Okay, KPM-Master pun boleh, but I prefer kalau boleh you guys download kat laptop lah. Sebab dia punya layout tu actually banyak tau for especially macam presentation ni, because a lot of things macam dia punya video, dia punya audio, dia punya subtitles and much more. KPM-Master Premium. It's up to you guys, okay? Tak kisah apa-apa software, but at least kalau boleh jangan dekat phone lah, edit dekat laptop. Kalau masa PKP mau macam nak shoot, okay, ni pun kena consider juga, okay, sebab time kita orang punya World Finals, kita orang actually tengah struggle juga lah sebab time tu tengah musim nak PKP, time tu case tengah melonjak, so tu pun kita orang struggle juga lah because actually everything that is already planned in the storyboard. So dalam storyboard tu you guys kena make sure ada backup. Okay, so kalau macam korang tak boleh shoot kat situ, so you have to think about it again. Maybe you guys boleh shoot kat rumah ke, and try everyone record kat rumah and try to, or maybe you guys can try to came up with different ideas. Maybe macam kalau sebab PKP tak boleh di rumah, maybe you guys can macam call together and record dalam call tu. Apps apa sesuai nak edit gambar free? Kalau gambar ni out of the topic, I think it's ada kat phone, kat laptop. Kalau gambar, for me I use Photoshop and Lightroom lah. Okay, ada beza ke KPM-Master? Okay, ni yang KPM-Master ni I tak tahu sangat. Okay, I think that's all for it. So let's just jump into the software. Okay, korang boleh nampak tak? Sekejap. Okay, I kena present my sekejap time screen. Okay, alright, so I'll just jump straight forward into Premiere Pro. Okay, so sekarang semua nampak boleh nampak Premiere tak? Tak boleh.
Nampak.
Okay, alright, so once you guys open Premiere Pro, so this will be the startup layout lah. So this is so bila you guys buka Premiere Pro, so this is the first thing that will come, akan keluar. So okay, so I'll explain each part of it. So as you can see dekat belakang kiri ni, there's two buttons, new project and open project. So basically new project ni korang nak buat project baru lah. And then the open project ni is you guys nak open previous files that you guys wanted to edit or wanted to improve. Okay, and dekat tengah-tengah ni is all the previous files that I've been working on. Okay, so there are actually a lot of videos I've been working on, so especially the road to final, so will be up soon, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so once you guys open Premiere Pro nak buat project baru, so you guys tekan new project. Okay, so once you guys tekan new project, ni pula akan pop up. So we have the name, so korang namakan lah. So kalau macam for me, I buat tutorial. Okay, and then the location of korang punya file, so usually location ni I tak tukar because Premiere dia dah automatically set files that I've already put all the editing punya files dalam tu lah. Okay, and then we have the general, scratch this, English settings, yang semua ni I tak tukar, so just leave it like this. Okay, okay, so once you guys dah namakan you guys punya name and dengan korang punya location, now you guys can jump, you guys boleh tekan okay. Project, oh okay, so I already have a project name tutorial, so I tukar lah tutorial tu. Okay, jap. Alright, so once you guys dah open Premiere, you guys akan nampak dia punya layout dia macam, sekejap ni, because this is actually layout yang I dah tukar. Okay, so this is actually the layout that you guys are gonna see bila korang dah tekan okay. So this is basically all the magic, all the editing is gonna happen. Okay, so before I jump into the video editing, so I'm gonna explain a few bunch of these tabs here because I think you guys are quite confused with all the layouts here. Okay, let's start with this top one first. So we have the learning. So basically learning ni bila korang try masuk Premiere, so this is the first phase layout akan keluar lah. Okay, and then the assembly ni is basically mana you guys are going to import all your clips, all your footage, all your audios, gambar, everything will be imported here. Okay, so that's for the assembly tablet. And for the editing, ni pun actually quite straightforward. This is actually quite straightforward. So this is actually all the editing is going to happen. And then we have the color ni, this is for color grading. Effects is for the macam animation, where I rarely use this because I usually use After Effects. And then we have the audio. So these are settings for the audio, graphics. Oh, I'm sorry, ni yang keluar for the animation. For the effects ni, macam effects like transition, audio punya effects, libraries, that's it. Libraries ni pun tak ada apa-apa sebenarnya. Okay, that's actually all for now. Dual screen is actually a layout that I usually use because I use a dual monitor. So I use the other monitor to see the whole project lah. Okay, so let's just jump into the editing. Okay, so I'm gonna explain for each layout here. So as you can see here, the kotak kat belakang ni, so this is actually the main screen. So apa yang korang edit semua akan keluar kat sini. And then bawah ni is the timeline. Okay, so timeline ni dia macam this is where all you guys akan import korang punya files, korang akan edit korang punya footage, korang punya clip, semua akan dekat dalam ni. Okay, and then on the top right one here, so this is actually the scene for certain footage. So kalau macam korang tekan footage dekat import box ni, so dia akan keluar kat sini. Okay, and then on the bawah ni pula is the we have a few bunch. We have the import media, so macam assembly tadi, but we can also import media here. And then media browser, libraries, info, effects. So there are a bunch. So kalau kau tekan arrow ni, there are a few bunch of things here. Okay, so let's just import the footage. So there are a few ways to import some footage. You guys can either double click here, or you guys can tekan Ctrl-I, or if you guys already have a browser open, you can just simply drag it into Premiere Pro. So kalau for me, I import my media first. Okay, so I already have the files here. Bengkel from school. So I simply just tekan the file and import the folder. Okay, once I import the folder, I've already import all the footage, all the videos, all the animations into one folder. Okay, so first step, I'm going to import the footage. Okay, so I'm trying to make here is actually a simple video. So simple video is actually the Meet the Team video that we use for the World Finals. Okay, if you guys noticed during the World Final. So how to do this? So how to import the files into the timeline? So there are a few ways. Kalau for me, you guys can either double click on it. Okay, so once you guys double click, it will appear here. Okay, and we have this slider here. So basically this slider ni dia akan tunjuk lah mana part korang punya video. Okay, so if you guys wanted to select macam part mana yang korang nak and mana part yang korang tak nak kan. So we have these tools here. Okay, so we have this add marker, And then we have the mark in and mark out. So mark in ni basically mana korang nak select dari awal, and mark out ni is mana korang nak select out. Okay, so if so as you can see ada nampak ada bling grey ni. So this is only the part that I'm going to import. Okay, so let's say I'm going to import it until this point. Okay, where the camera di zoom in kat bahu Kalish ni. Okay, so tekan mark out. So there are a few ways to import into timeline. So we have the footage. You guys, so this is actually you guys drag video only or drag audio only. So if you want to import both, you guys simply tekan kat tengah and then bawa masuk dalam. Okay, so now you already have one video. Okay. Okay, so that is first step. Yeah, before that korang boleh dengar tak?
Hi, I'm Rina Wanzul, Careers Ratings team.
Boleh.
Okay, alright.
Hi, I'm Rina Wanzul, Careers Ratings team manager and manufacturing engineer.
Okay, so now I'm going to import the other punya footage. So after Arena is Kalish. So the transition kat sini is actually Kalish kat bahu, and then transition dia tiba-tiba dekat laptop. So I'm going to select this part. Okay, from here. And then okay, so the camera will flip down. So the transition nanti dia akan tukar. So I'll take it from here. Okay, and then I simply drag it into the timeline. Okay, now I already have two footage. Now you guys can see the transition here. Alright. Okay, and then after that we have case. So this is case Tina. So same thing. So transition dari atas ke bawah tadi. So I'm just going to simply select it from here, and then sampai hujung, okay. And then just drag it into the timeline. Okay, now we already have case. Now for Iman. So for Iman, the transition is actually a masking transition. So I'll explain further details about the masking. So I'm just going to tunjuk dulu. I'm just going to drag the clip. So from here, and then okay. So actually ada part lagi, but tak apa. So I'm just going to take it sampai hujung and simply drag it to the timeline.
Okay.
Yeah, basically transition lebih kurang macam tu.
I'm Iman Raina.
And then last but not least, we have so I'm going to take it from here. So marking here, and then go to the end of it, and I'm just going to take it from here and simply drag it into the timeline. Okay. Okay. So now we already have all the footage in here. So now as you can see, it's already one big video. So not actually that big. So I'm going to play back so you guys can see the whole video.
Hi, I'm Rina Wanzul, Careers Ratings team manager and manufacturing engineer.
I'm the design engineer of the team.
Okay, I don't want to waste more time. So this is basically the video lah. Okay, so now I already have import the footage. So now I wanted to import the intro and outro. So I already have it in here. So from schools, animations. So I already have the intro here. Okay. So this is our intro. So I'm just gonna drag it into the timeline. So there actually no audio for this, but I'm just going to take the video je lah. So sampai sini je. Okay. So you guys can select all the footage here by dragging it until you see this box and bring it sampai depan. Okay. So now you already have your audio. Yeah, you already have your intro. Sorry. Okay. So we wanted to do a transition between the intro and Arena punya intro. So how to do that is I'm going to do a fade punya transition. So how to do the transition? So you guys nampak this arrow here, tekan, and then you have the effects. So there are a lot of effects here. We have the presets, limitary prefets, audio effects, transition, audio transitions, video effects, video transition. Okay, so for the video transition, so you guys go to the video transition punya file, and then we have a bunch of files in here. We have 3D motion dissolve. So I wanted to do a dissolve, I want to do a fade punya transition, so it's in dissolve, and I'm added to dissolve. So, okay, and just simply drag it into the end of the intro clip. So sampai sini. Okay, now you can see. Now it's now you can see it's already fade in punya transition. Okay, so I wanted to make things clean here. So kalau macam ni, Elina cabut letak tangan. So I'm just going to cut this clip. So how to do that clip? You guys can use the razor tool, or you guys can press C. Okay, so press C, it will pop up the razor tool, and simply just tekan kat sini. Alright, so now I already potong the clip into two. So now I can remove this. Okay, and I can adjust it back by selecting all the layers and simply bawa ke dalam sikit. Okay, so now you have one transition.
Hi, I mean, I want.
So now you already have your intro, and I want to put the outro. Okay, so okay, we go back to the library. I mean my project file. So okay, so you guys will go back to Bengkel and then animation. So outro. Okay, I already have the outro here. Okay, now we have our outro. Okay. So simply I'm just going to drag it into the timeline.
I'm Daniel, Careers Racing's graphic designer and media manager.
Oh, sorry for that. Oh, sorry, this one.
Media manager. Designer and media manager.
Now there you go, a simple outro. So this outro actually I have already customized it. So there's already a fade transition in it. So I edited using After Effects. Okay, so I don't need to put transition. Okay, now I already have the outro.
Chris Racing's graphic designer and media manager.
Okay, right, now we already have the intro, the footage, and the outro. So now I'm gonna import the song. Okay, so how to do that? Go back to your project files and search for the song that you guys wanted to input. So kalau macam I already import, I've already compiled everything to one file and import it into the Bengkel School file. So I already organized everything. So I go to the audio and Formula One. So I'm going to use the Formula One theme song. So you guys can also adjust korang nak sampai mana. So okay, kalau let's say korang nak sampai sini kan, okay, sampai sini, and just drag kat mana-mana sampai korang nak. So katakan sampai sini, okay, and then you guys can simply just drag it into the timeline by tracking the drag audio only, or you can just tekan, or you can just tekan drag audio only lah. So just tekan and bawa masuk dalam timeline. Now you guys boleh nampak ada this green punya ni. So this is the song. So now if I play back, okay, now I've already imported the footage and audio, but so during a video presentation, korang kena consider about the balance between the apa yang korang cakap dengan the song. So kalau macam kalau aku tengok kat sini, korang tak dengar sangat apa yang Irina cakap kat sini. So we wanted to lower down this part dekat dalam the song lah. Okay, so how to do that is basically, you guys can see kat dalam the timeline punya ni, there are actually two segments. And there we have the video punya layer and the audio punya layer. So bawah ni is all the audio and atas ni all the video lah. Okay, so kalau korang tengok dekat Arena punya footage ni, the audio will be here. Okay, so macam mana kita nak edit yang bahagian lagu ni. So basically korang pergi ke belakang sikit and pergi kat razor tool again, or you guys can press C. Jangan guna tekan sini and cut the song mana yang tengah cakap. Okay, katakan sampai sini sampai sini. Okay, and simply drag it kat bawah. Okay, so I have two separate files, two separate separate sound. Okay, and then you want to extend a bit. Okay, you want to extend on both sides, on the end and out. Okay, so for the idea, cara kita nak buat ni is actually the main punya suara ni dia akan fade and supported by the sound yang perlahankan. So how kita nak perlahankan yang background di part ni? So korang tekan dekat audio clip and right click and you will see the audio gain. Okay, so once you guys nampak audio gain, you tekan and then we have this pop out right here. So usually kalau I nak kurangkan suara, I use 10 decibels, 10 decibels away. Okay. Now we already have the volume.
Hi, I'm Rina Wanzo, Chris Racing's team manager and
Okay, so sekarang ni macam boleh dengar lagu juga kan, so kita kurangkan lagi. So right click and audio gain and -5. So -5 it will be 15 decibels. And try to read.
I'm Rina Wanzo.
Okay, now dia dah perlahankan kan. Okay, so now we already have the main song and the backup song. So we wanted to smooth things here. Kalau kau tengok ni dia macam terus hilang. So how to do that? Let's click effects di panel. Okay, and then go to the audio transition, crossfade, and there are a few options here where I usually use the exponential fade. So simply select it and drag it into the clip. Okay, and then now I have already fade the song. Okay, you guys can extend it.
Hi, I'm Rina Wanzo.
Okay, so let's say I'm gonna fade it here lah, because I wanted the audio to fade bila Rina nak start cakap.
Hi, I'm Rina Wanzo, Chris Racing's team manager and manufacturing engineer.
Okay, so sampai sini kan Rina cakap, so I'm just simply gonna drag it sampai the part where Rina stop talking. Okay, and then pergi dekat go to the audio transition punya ni, and then simply just drag it into the beginning of this clip. Okay, so once dah fade out, it will fade in back. Okay, so kau boleh dengar dia tengah buat ni. Okay, so kalau korang perasan part ni macam lama sikit. So I want to speed things up. Okay, how to speed things up? Speed part ni. Okay, so first you guys play around with the slider, mana korang nak start speed up. So contoh kalau kat sini kan. So and then if you guys can see, there is this little FX button. So right click here, and you see the time wrapping and select speed. Okay, so once you guys dah tekan speed, okay, so now if you guys can extend this layer by tekan Alt and put your cursor in the middle of this box and simply drag it out. Okay, ada soalan ke? I'm sorry. Kenapa ni?
Ada something jadi tapi tak pada dah unpresent.
Okay. Alright. Just go back to the slide.
By the way, Aiman, ada orang tanya, nama dia Syami Salim. Dia tanya, abang download ni free ke?
Actually, it's actually a cracked version jugalah, because Premiere Pro is actually not free again. It's actually kena bayar dia punya plan dia. So kita orang tak ada duit nak beli, so we just download the cracked version lah. But yeah, it's up to you guys. Kalau korang nak beli plan tu pun is much better lah. So better you guys beli the original one lah. So yeah. So I'll just jump. So is that clear? Ada questions lagi so far?
Setakat ni tak ada dekat dalam komen.
Alright. Okay, so I just jump into the ni balik lah. So tadi mana Natia kata tadi, so dekat bahagian yang ni lah, the song mana I fade lah, naikkan tinggi kembali. Oh sorry, yang mana part I nak speed up tu. Okay, so now I already as you can see here dekat dalam layer ni, there is this straight line. So this is actually the speed ramp punya line lah. Okay, so you guys can edit the speed ramp. So how to do that? So simply tekan, if you guys can see ada pen tu kat belah kiri ni, so pen tu, so just simply tekan and then tekan kat mana yang korang nak speed up and then mana korang nak speed down. Okay, katakan sampai this part. Alright, so tekan sekali kat sini. Okay, now you already have a speed ramp. Okay, so now you guys can tekan dekat tengah-tengah between these clip and bawah ni atas. So now we already have speed this session. Okay, so kalau korang tengok, okay, now dah lajukan. Okay, but if you guys kalau korang tengok betul-betul, dia punya laju tu macam tertipu tau.
Hello, channel tak boleh itu nampak screen
Tak nampak screen?
Tak rasa screen
Sekejap sekejap. Okay, so kau nampak?
Ada.
Okay, so tadi explain tak nampak lah tadi.
Yes.
Okay, so I explain balik lah tadi. Okay, so tadi, I dah extend this layer. So if you guys see, ada this one line here. So this line is actually the speed ramp. So, I nak this part. Okay, if you guys see, part ni dia macam lama sangat tau. So I want to speed things up here. So how to do that? So basically you play around with the slider and tengok mana korang nak speed up. Okay, so katakan kalau kat sini kan. So tekan the pen tu. Okay, press the pen tu. And tekan dekat slider tu mana korang nak speed up. So at this point, and drag mana korang nak start to slow down balik. So sampai sini. Okay, so just tekan balik. Okay, now you already have 2 points here. Okay, so the idea is actually we want to, the speed actually constraint kat sini. And then at this part, they speed up. Okay, so how to do that? So just simply tekan this bar between the two clips. So tekan ni. And bawa ni atas. Okay. Okay, so now it does speed up a bit. Okay, but I wanted to smooth things, so I tak nak dia macam choppy sangat. So I just, if you guys see dalam the marker ni ada like 2 little arrows here. So we have the left and right. So I simply tekan the right and extend it. Okay, so it will smooth things down. Okay, so same goes to di kat hujung ni. Okay, now I already smooth the end. Bukan korang tengok lah. Kalau dah biasa and then dia speed up and then dia slow down. So that's basically for Arena punya part lah. Okay, and then you guys can cut this part. Okay, so I wanted to cut this part. Okay, as you can see kan macam audio dengan the footage and the audio actually dia tengah bisa panjang. So macam mana nak betulkan balik? So korang tekan dekat the clip, it is attach both, right click and then go to unlink. So unlink ni it will separate the footage and the audio punya file. Okay, so now I already separated it. I can tekan the audio asing lah. So I'm just going to drag it until mana yang I nak. So you dekat sampai sini. Okay, and then I'm going to betulkan balik susunan. So just select all and betulkan. And there you go. Okay, right. And then next part korang nak masukkan part college pula. So sama juga macam tadi. So korang tengok dekat bar ni mana korang nak cut the audio. So kalau kata college pada cakap dekat this part kan. So you guys bila dekat the sound, tekan C for the razor tool. Okay, tekan razor tool. And then pergi dekat the sound, the lagu tu, tekan E kat awal dengan E kat ujung. And tekan balik. Okay, and then you guys dah already cut the audio. So you guys tekan ke bawah. Okay, tarik ke bawah and extend it a little bit. Okay, extend sikit. Okay, and then sama juga macam tadi, korang reduce the volume. So how to do that again? Right click, audio gain, and set it to -15 display. So -15. So and then korang letak the transition. So extensional fade gitu pada yang extensional panel tadi. Tekan, drag it into the end of the clip. Okay, so now you already have the fade for this part. Okay, I'm going to extend this a little bit and go to the start of this clip. Okay.
I'm the design engineer of the team, Ahmad Halis.
Okay, so now ada protokol suara kat situ. Now for keys pula. So sama juga macam tadi. Cut the song mana yang korang nak stop. Okay, so macam ni. Okay. So macam biasa, cut, bawa ke bawah, extend, reduce the volume, right click, audio gain, and -15. And now you already have reduced the volume, go now fade this transition of the sound, sessional fade on both sides of the video. Okay, and then
I'm Christina.
right, now you have it.
Sorry?
So actually idea kat sini, Kiss dia tengah angkat call. There's a phone here actually, so she angkat call. So I letak a sound effect of the phone. So I already import the sound effect into the file. So Bengkel from the school, audio and sound effects. So this is the sound effects. So basically suara ringtone, phone punya ringtone lah. Okay, and then just put it here. Mana yang kau rasa macam agak-agak ni. So how to do that? Just simply drag it into the ni. Okay.
Christina?
Okay, dia macam tadi. So I'll just put it here.
Sorry?
Okay, so okay. So during corner editing, there are a lot of things that is going to happen. So to keep things organized and make sure everything tak bersepah, so you guys can actually color the layers lah. So kalau macam sound effect ni ada 4 color. So how to change the colors? So korang pergi dekat klik mana korang nak tu, right click and you have this label. Okay, so this label ada banyak color yang korang nak pilih. So kalau kau tekan I nak guna violet ni lah. So now I tahu which is mana yang the original sound, and I have the song audio, and I have the sound effects. Okay. So green for the song, the purple is for the sound effect.
Sorry.
Okay, so kita akan cakap 2 kali kat sini. So I'm just going to cut this part. Okay, and simply drag it down. Sama juga extend, reduce the volume, audio, right click, audio gain. Okay, negative 15 decibels. Okay, and then you letak the expressional fade effects. Simply drag it in here, extend it a little bit. Okay, same goes to the hujung sini. Okay.
Hi, Chris Racing Resource Manager speaking.
Okay, same goes to Iman. Press shift the razor tool, tekan mana yang korang nak buang, sini. Okay, bawa ke bawah. And then extend it, and then right click to reduce the volume, the gain, negative 15, and then put the expression fade, adjust it, sama juga dekat sini. Okay, and there you go.
I'm Iman Raina, the graphic designer of the team.
And I'm
Okay, now for my part, so I'm just going to simply click sini and stop on the
designer and media.
So I'm just going to stop into here. Okay. Alright, so reduce the volume, right click, audio gain, negative 15 decibels, and sama juga put the fade punya ni, and on both sides. Okay. Okay, now we already have the footage and the audio. So now I wanted to import the additional footage. So basically additional footage ni macam that supports the main footage ni lah. So kalau macam saya want to put additional footage of arena, so how to put that? So I already import the files mana yang letak. So you got footage, additional. So I already have everyone punya. Okay. So let's say I want to put arena punya ni. So I'm just going to open the video and cari mana I nak. So press on this part. Okay. Tekan mark in mana yang korang nak, and mark out mana yang korang tak nak, and just drag the video in. Okay.
Hi, I'm Irina Wanzel, Chris Racing's team manager and manufacturing engineer.
So now you guys have like a support punya clip that demonstrate korang punya ni lah video. Okay, so I want this part. So I want this part pula. So mark in and then mark out mana korang nak, and just drag it into the
Team manager and manufacturing engineer.
Okay, now you can see macam Arina ni team manager and manufacturing engineer. Okay.
And manufacturing engineer.
Okay, so I'm just gonna drag it mana yang sampai I tak nak. So I'm just gonna drag it into here. Okay. So color the layer. So simply select both of these layers and right click and label. So maybe something daripada violet lah. So kalau kalian tadi ni, I'll just make it mango. Okay. So now we already have the purple is the support punya footage, and the light blue is the main footage. Green is the song, and the purple is the sound effects.
Team manager and manufacturing engineer.
Okay, now I'm going to put Kalish punya part. So I'm just going to Kalish punya. So this is Kalish. So I'm just going to put this part. Okay, and just simply select mana yang nak, mark in, mark out, and drag video only or masuk dalam clip.
I'm the design engineer of the team, Ahmad Khalis.
Okay, I'm just going to adjust it here. Okay, right click, label it to mango. Right. Okay, next one is Christina.
Sorry. Hi, please.
So I'm going to put Christina punya footage. So I'm just going to select this footage, and so I'm going to take this part, mark in, and then mark out. So I'm just going to extend this a bit. So I want this part, and just simply drag it into the timeline.
Hi, Chris Racing's resource manager speaking.
And then I'm just going to extend it to here. Right click, label, and mango. Alright. Okay, and then Iman. So Iman this part. Okay, sama juga marking markout and simply drag it into the timeline. And then right click, label, mango.
I'm Raina, the graphic designer of the team.
And
that's me.
Careers Racing's graphic.
So I have two roles. I have graphic designer and social media manager. So I'm just going to import two files, two footage. So graphic designer is going to put this footage here. Okay, and then drag it into the timeline.
Careers Racing's
I'm just going to put it into here and extend a little bit.
Careers Racing's graphic designer and
so media manager, I'm just going to start from here. So choose the clip mana nak. So let's say here, mark in, and then mark out, and simply drag it into the timeline. Okay, and then you both select both of these and right click and label it to mango for the support footage. Okay, so
graphic designer and media manager.
So ada outro ni, so you guys can just adjust it by tekan and simply drag it mana yang korang nak.
And media manager.
Okay, now you already have it. So I'm just going to extend this to support the ni. And there you go. One simple video. So that's basically everything that you guys need to know about to do a video presentation. Okay. So such as macam subtitles ke or macam animation, you guys can search on YouTube and search for tutorials. There are tons of it. I've even belajar kat situ juga, so you guys don't have to worry. So I wish I can extend more time and I did a lot of things, but I can. So yeah. All right. So now you guys already have the footage here. So I'm just going to adjust it back. All right. Okay. And then now is the final part. So basically is the export part. How I'm going to export this footage. So how I'm going to do that. Okay. So first, before you guys export the footage, you guys have to render this whole footage. So basically rendering ni is smoothing out all the layers and make sure tak ada yang sekat-sekat, tak ada yang laggy ke apa. So how to do that? So you guys play around with the slide again. Go to the start of the clip, okay, and tekan I. Okay, so I is marked in, and then pergi dekat hujung clip. So kau tekan sampai sini, and then O. Okay, so now you already have selected all the footage here. Okay, and then nak render, how to render? You guys pergi dekat sequence, render into out. Okay, so once you tekan ni, so it will render the whole clip. So keep in mind the rendering process ni actually take a few seconds, few minutes, depends on korang punya laptop. Kalau dia punya specs dia tinggi, dia punya render sekejap dia. Kalau specs dia rendah, so it's going to take a while. So kalau macam sekarang ni only 5 seconds and then I'm done. So okay. Now few more seconds and it will finally finish render. Okay, I already have one video.
Hi, I'm Rina Wanzel, Careers Racing's team manager and manufacturing engineer.
I'm the design engineer of the team. I'm Khalid.
I'm Christina. Sorry. Hi, Careers Racing's resource manager speaking.
I'm Iman Raina, the graphic designer of the team.
And I'm Daniel, Careers Racing's graphic designer and media.
Aiman.
Yeah.
Sorry kacau, tapi your turn dah habis ni.
Okay, okay. I nak tinggal export je pasal settle. Okay. So now I dah render, and then okay, now I'm going to export the files. So how to do that? So go to files, and then go to export media. Okay. Okay, so this will pop up. So when bila korang nak export, you guys tengok kat belakang ni, there are a few bunch of settings here. So for format, korang use H.264, and presets, there are a few presets yang korang boleh pakai. So usually yang pakai high bit rate dengan medium bit rate. So you guys kena take note of this. So okay, and then we have the output name. So output name ni I tukar kepada short tutorial. Okay, and then you guys pilih lah mana korang letak korang punya file. So let's say I'm just going to put dekat desktop, video materials and Bengkel Schools. So I'm just going to select this file, tekan save, So now dia tukar name and the file location. So and then click export video and click export audio. So that's it. And you guys can see the estimated file size is 16.8 megabyte. So ni pun korang kena tengok gak sebab there are, ada file limit untuk korang punya video presentation. So how to change it? You guys either can go to the preset and tekan either high bit rate or medium bit rate. So kalau tekan medium bit rate, now dia punya file size dah kurang. Okay. Plus dia punya resolution ni pun kurang sikit lah. So for this I'm going to use the high bit rate, so better quality. And then I'm just going to export. And there you go, guys. You got korang punya footage. It's already exporting and you guys already have a video. So basically that's all. Alright, so it's now exporting. Okay, now if I tutup Premiere Pro. Okay, so I'm just open mana tadi dekat video materials and Bengkel Funny Schools, and there you go, that's your video. And there you go, guys, your first video edited on Premiere Pro. So you guys can try later, maybe you guys can import, you guys can try edit some of you guys punya vlogs, try to get used with the software. But if you guys tak nak guna Premiere Pro pun, it's tak apa, you guys can try different software. Tengok korang punya ni lah macam mana kalau korang nak pakai, depends lah korang nak pakai software apa. Okay, just try to get used to it and try to be creative with the software. Try to explore apa lagi yang korang boleh buat, apa the software can potentially do. And yeah, and that's all from me. Good luck for you guys punya video presentation. Korang punya video presentation nanti, I can't wait to see it later. So before I end, ada few questions that you guys nak tanya. So I'm going to start presenting.
We are apologize for technical problems and also the comment from an individual named you.
Ada one from Syahmi today. Kalau
yeah.
Ada question from Syahmi. Kalau edit video tinggi tak size file? Apa maksud dia? Kalau edit video tinggi tak size file? For the editing actually tak banyak. Dia tak banyak makan sangat space. Kalau macam one project file, it's actually only around 1 or 2 megabyte only, because only the storage that consider is the footage punya clip lah. Kalau macam resolution dia tinggi, so that will takes a lot of space. But for the project file sahaja, tak makan sangat space. So basically it's just the video, how the video come out tu, itulah dia punya size dia basically. For the project file dia tak besar sangat. Is there any more questions that you guys want to ask? I'm open to any questions that you guys want to ask.
I think there are no questions left. So thank you Iman Nur Aina and Aiman Daniel for the handy tutorials. I'm sure it is helpful for our participants. Now we will begin our Q&A session. You are reminded to leave your questions in the Google Meet chat box or comment it down in our Telegram channel. We will give you 2 minutes to write down any questions that you have for Iman or Aina and Aiman Daniel. Feel free to ask your questions now.
Apa nama aplikasi untuk edit? Adobe Premiere Pro. Okay, so I highly recommend you guys download the 2019 version above. Okay, because yang lama punya tak lama kan, so better download baru lah. So 2019, 2020 or 2021. And it's Adobe Premiere Pro. Can we use DaVinci Resolve 16? Yeah, you guys can use any software. That is up to you guys. Mana yang korang selesa, mana yang korang nak pakai, it's up to you guys. Okay, Premiere Pro is just only a software that I usually use and recommend to use if you guys not for editing. Okay. Can we get a tutorial video? You guys want the tutorial video? Nanti this you guys can check out the this tutorial on dekat YouTube. Nanti kita orang akan post this video, so you guys can tengok balik lah. Or you guys can search on YouTube any Premiere Pro tutorial. There are tons of it. Boleh download tak? Dekat Premiere Pro tak boleh download kat Microsoft Store sebab dia tak ada. Okay, no problem. Okay. All right.
Alicia?
You're welcome. Okay, I think that's all from me. So thank you, GPS and Ecolas for having this Bengkel, this workshop. It's really interesting to have this Bengkel, especially to expose to the new team and to the future generation of F1 schools. Yeah. So, thank you. Can I edit use my phone because computer kena update dulu. I mean, boleh je pakai nak edit pakai phone, tapi itulah agak leceh and takut storage for files macam video, audio semua tak cukup. So actually boleh, but susah. Okay, so I just really recommend you guys pakai komputer lah. Boleh connect CapCut untuk phone. So boleh je, it's up to you. Just not recommend kalau I tak
Okay,
pakai
so
phone.
Is there any questions, sir?
Saya rasa it's up to you guys kalau nak pakai kat phone. Just kalau complicated sangat jangan tanya kenapa susah lah. So just recommend guna laptop lah. Kalau nak guna phone pun boleh, just susah and leceh. Itu je. Okay.
Dia macam like Adobe Premiere Pro ni macam professional lah, lagi professional. Sama juga macam AI tadi.
Yeah.
Korang nak guna AI boleh, korang nak guna PixArt, Canva, actually anything korang boleh guna. Tapi just to remind you yang nanti in the future kalau korang nak ambil this your talent ni to the future, korang takkan guna PixArt ke Canva ke or like iMovie tu korang macam jarang lah guna dekat for alam pekerjaan. So just to remind you that yang kalau korang guna Adobe Premiere Pro dengan AI ni awal masa umur korang tengah muda sekarang, dan korang akan terbiasa nanti bila dah besar. Tapi kalau korang untuk pertandingan ni, kalau korang nak guna phone, nak guna KineMaster ke, korang CapCut tadi ke, tak kisah, guna je kalau korang nak.
Yeah.
As long as korang boleh sacrifice your storage lah.
Mana yang korang selesa.
Okay, I think that's all for the questions. So that was the end of our Q&A session. I would like to inform everyone that the link for the e-certificate is now open to all of our participants today. The e-certificate is important for students as it is your ticket to redeem your state level e-certificate on day 2. It is also for teachers to get SPLKPM marks. We have also prepared a feedback form for you to share your opinions. The links are in the Google Meet chat room. We will give you a 10-minute break to fill in those forms. Oh, and plus, you will need to answer both forms. Thank you.
Grafik ni video ke gambar? Grafik ni
Dua-dua lah boleh dikatakan. Kalau macam korang buat animation tu kira grafik dekat dalam video lah. Grafik ni is basically macam mana Aiman? You mute. Aiman mute.
Macam mana dia macam macam mana cakap dia macam kalau dia macam more to media punya stuff lah, like poster logo, dia macam seni grafik, graphic arts, graphic arts. So kalau arts lukisan kan dia macam pakai pensel, pakai brush and everything. Ya, lebih kurang macam visual arts lah, usually edited guna laptop, something macam tu lah. So basically yang tadi korang dengar tu segment for media, so that covers both graphic punya part and also video presentation punya part lah. So yeah, so basically graphic punya part tu apa yang Iman tadi tunjuk lah, graphic designer, as a graphic designer. So yeah.
Macam mana korang excited tak nak join competition ni? The regionals. Excited tak?
Korang boleh on je mic.
On je mic. Tu borak-borak sikit sementara tunggu. Excited kan? Best. Honestly best gila join this competition. Best. Like very serious. Hi.
Korang semua dari mana? Hi, me and Christina are back because nak ending kan. So,
Dayang, can you sendkan balik the ni? Someone sendkan balik the link. Someone minta, ada orang minta.
Hi everyone.
You guys tunggu nanti kita orang punya Road to Finals punya video. Korang lagi rasa macam tak sabar.
Korang pun excited nak tengok korang applykan everything yang kita ajar ni.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun.
Korang semua dah breakfast tak actually? Sebab benda ni dari pukul 8 tadi kan?
Korang berapa tahun sebenarnya? Macam curious lah umur korang.
15.
Saya
15? Oh,
13. 14.
Dia 13 tahun muda lagi. Muda lagi cik.
You're talking like you're so old. Padahal kita bayar-bayar dia.
So I akak. I'm an akak. Hi.
Do not call yourself akak. No.
Akak nombor 2 lah Iman. Call Mrs.
I am an akak. Ada someone 16.
Bayar-bayar I.
What's that? I
have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Is it possible for one person to possess two posts?
2 roles?
Yeah, 2 roles.
Yeah.
Is it possible for one person?
Yeah. Definitely. I'm the team manager and manufacturing engineer.
I'm the social media manager and the graphic designer. So yeah, it's possible.
Thank you.
I pun ada juga kalau nak
Christina
apply.
is the resource.
I'm the project manager and
project
resource and
manager.
marketing manager.
I'm the graphic designer.
Boring. Design engineer.
Sibuk. Okay, it's okay. Korang dah isi ke ni? Dah isi? Isi tau, jangan nanti rugi kamu. Kalau for you guys to dapat the state level punya certificate, korang kena ada bukti yang korang masuk this one.
Betul.
Tadi kat YouTube ada orang tadi soalan ke? I risau macam
I pun tak tengok yang kat YouTube.
I just
also, everyone in here, jangan lupa masuk Telegram channel tau.
Nanti dia akan update more stuff.
Dekat situ kita orang pun ada. So, let's say if you guys ada any question, boleh just comment from any post ke apa, nanti kita orang akan reply.
Okay.
So ada kata-kata penutup ke?
Saya tak ada dah. So unfortunately, we have come to the end of the program. We would like to thank Elina Wanzo, Wan Kisina, Iman Aina, and Aiman Daniel for their dedication to become speakers in this informative event. Not to forget, all of our participants today, you guys have been so great and active. Thank you so much. Before we wrap it up, any of the speakers like to give a little closing remarks to the participants?
Should we take turns? Okay. Okay, we'll take turns.
Before that, ada orang tanya soalan lah.
4 jawatan kat mini F1 apa? So there are 4, team manager, graphic designer, design engineer, and the other one apa tadi? The other one?
Manufacturing engineer.
Manufacturing engineer ada?
Ada.
For originals? Ada?
Ada.
Oh, and by the way, ni lagi satu link tu untuk murid je kan? Ada
I tak tahu, Cuba tanya Dayang.
Ni, and Dayang.
Itu untuk murid ke untuk cikgu sekali?
Feedback?
Tak.
I don't know which link, but
Feedback tu rasanya untuk dua-dua. For apa ni feedback, marks cikgu untuk kursus.
Okay.
And
So,
wajib
dua untuk link tu untuk guru dengan murid campur.
How many teams akan wakil Selangor?
Tu tak sure.
The registrations are still open. But setakat ni ada a few teams yang dah register. So guys, be sure to register juga and don't miss out on this opportunity. Okay. Any more questions before we can start our closing remarks?
I don't think so.
Okay. No. Okay. Well, we should take turns here. I'll start, and then Keith, and then Iman, and then Iwan.
Nak bagi apa ni?
Closing remarks for them.
Oh, okay.
Bagi jajan.
That's all for today. We're again so honored to become you guys' guest speakers for the day. I hope you guys really enjoyed our company. We enjoyed yours. I hope you found this beneficial to the least. I'm so sorry if ada kekurangan anything. If you guys have any more questions or need any advice, our DMs are still open even though we have kind of retired. Well, I wish you guys all the best in your future endeavors. I hope you guys do amazing in your regionals and in the nationals and maybe in the future antarabangsa. And yeah, that's all for me.
Sebelum tu ada satu soalan daripada Muhammad Arif Darwishi. I'm sorry, but can I have an example of portfolio?
We're so sorry, but
really hope we could give you guys
really hope that tapi portfolio is like something like a serious matter for us juga. So you guys could just like, kalau you guys need help with portfolio macam apa yang kena ada, things like that, you can just contact us straight away. Macam tadi Arina cakap, our DMs are open, and also ada group Telegram tu pun ways, tapi untuk share portfolio tu sorry.
Okay, next question daripada Muhammad, orang sama juga. What are the two softwares used in the engineering aspect of F1 in school?
Tu kita kena tunggu next one. Kalau korang nak tahu, korang kena tengok the next session.
Yes, 24, yes.
It will be on the 24th of July, pretty soon. So don't forget to support our junior team and join that too. Beneficial to you guys, and you guys will get your state level certificates.
Kena sesuai choose the visual. Okay, no problem. You can install the visual as well.
Okay.
If you get the wrong answer, if you get the wrong answers in the Google form, you guys still akan dapat sijil for joining today's Bengkel. Don't worry, you guys can dapat. But untuk dapat setiap punya level, you guys need to send the screenshot for the next slot punya for the next Bengkel 24 bulan to prove that you guys join today's punya Bengkel lah. Okay, that clear? Okay.
I think that's all.
Yeah.
Thank you, speakers. Again, I would like to inform everyone that the link for the e-certificate is now open to all of our participants today. It is also for teachers to get SPL KPM marks. We've also prepared a feedback form for you to share your opinion. So don't forget to redeem your certificate, guys.
I think so. We should all take a photo together.
I agree with you.
So everyone, all the participants that joined us today, can you guys open your cameras, please, for the last pic of the day? Don't be shy. I can guarantee even Aiman tak mandi lagi. Kan Aiman?
I don't. Aida, okay, Aida.
Okay, you guys buka lah sekali kamera semua. Jom, kita gambar sama. Okay, thank you Adam.
You can ask my mom.
Wow.
Okay. Someone screenshot.
Yay.
Sama-sama.
Oh, you
Apa
guys
screenshot ni?
it feels so nice. Oh my god.
Hi,
Okay.
Ira.
Kita akan
You guys are small.
Satu, dua, tiga.
Yang lain tak nampak.
I like your baju Malaysia.
Hi, Khadija.
Hai Arik Anwar, hai Muhammad Hazi, hai Hakimi, hai.
Buka je. Come on guys.
Jangan
Bonding.
for a few seconds.
Oh, it feels so nice. Tengok
Amirul
everyone.
Zakwan. Jangan malu. Semua sebab umur dekat-dekat sini.
Be a part of our first time as becoming guest
Wow.
speakers. Our first webinar.
Buka kamera.
Come on guys, jom.
Come on.
Hai Cikgu Kasnani.
Kita dah nak habis dah. Last part dah ni. Jom.
Tak ada siapa tahu. Tak ada siapa tahu korang tak mandi lagi, tak apa. No worries.
Aida, okay, please, Aida.
I tak cakap pasal you. Kenapa terasa ke, Man?
Itulah, kenapa pakai topi tu Man? Rambut berminyak ke?
Excuse me, my mom suruh pakai, okay?
Okay.
Shazim.
Okay.
Shazim. Alright.
Iman, ambil gambar juga.
Okay, I tak
Okay,
nampak.
Iman ambil. Okay. Satu, okay, me first, okay? 1, 2, 3. Okay, Iman tak?
Saya tak gambar tadi dah.
Alright. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, okay.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Dah, sikit.
So funny.
Okay, jadi berakhirlah sudah Day 1 of Bengkel F1 in Schools. Kami mengucapkan terima kasih kepada semua para tetamu, jemputan, penceramah dan tidak juga lupa kepada semua para peserta pada hari ini. We hope to see you in next 2 weeks from now on the 24th of July where we will dive into the engineering side of F1 in schools. I hope that is clear information for you guys. Anything, just contact us on the Telegram channel and we will answer everything that you guys wondering. Okay, that's all from us right
And
now.
also, kami nak minta maaf atas masalah teknikal dengan komen yang semasa slot editing video.
Ya. Okay. Jadi berakhirlah bengkel kita untuk hari ini. Terima kasih kepada semua yang join. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Yang ajak Autodesk sama cikgu. Sama cikgu.
Joining.
Yang ajak kita ada lain.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you Khalid.
Bye.
Thank you Khalid for joining. Thank you Alisa for joining. Thank you Khalida. Thank you Khalid for joining.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you Zairin Henry for joining.
Bye, guys.
Thank you Alisa
Love you
Jasmine for
guys so
joining.
much.
Thank you everyone for joining.
Thank you Idina.
Thank you Dina. Thank you Chris for joining. Thank you Iman Raina for joining. Thank you Wan Tina for joining as well. Thank you Khalis for joining.
Amazing.
Bye.
Thank you.